Hello. Finally, it's working. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good one. We got ourselves today even more 5v5 1v1 duels. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good one. I'm hoping that the whiskers do stay up. At least one side doesn't ever want to work with me. The other is fine. One of them never does. How y'all doing? Welcome back. More duels tonight over on the EU groups. I'm going to be going live as of right now, sorta, kinda. We'll get them in a second here, unless we already got like Jay or somebody, or Kolka, or Grifka, otherwise Grifika is his actual rogue's name, but I'm pretty sure, was Grifka's name always Grifka, like his main rogue? Or has it always been Grifika, and I've just been kind of messing up his name the entire time? How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Hope all of you are having a good one. Let me get the music over here all set up and ready to go. And let me see if we can fix this real quickly. How you doing, Dal? I'm doing pretty good, Ida. How about you, my man? What's up, Miko? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having good, my guy. Welcome. Sub Dal. I need to practice. I need practice for tomorrow's 1v1 tournament. Get in here, my man. Get in here. I would love to have you here, but you know you're always welcome to join us, Athaman. This man's need plenty of practice. You can even be the group lead. We can hopefully get you some variety of classes to practice against, my man. Mic is a little low. Oh, I lowered down the mic. Okay, that's what I meant to. Okay, now we're good. I meant to lower down the music for you guys, but I'm so out of it, dude. I'm just out of it. I'm not even gonna explain it. I don't even need to explain it. It's a regular Dalaran stream. What else do you expect, honestly? All right, groups are listed. You guys are more than welcome to join. We'll get the boys, the regulars in here, hopefully. Everybody and anybody's welcome. Rogues, back in the menu. Get in here, man. Especially if Arthur is gonna need some practice for tomorrow. I feel like Rogue is gonna be not his particular, like his both Blush and Grifka. Do you even want to separate you boys at all, or I guess stick you on the same team? Honestly, stick you on the same team. Maybe stick Arthur on the other team. Get him plenty of practice here. But yo, get in here, boys. We got ourselves more duels up and running for the night. Groups are going to be listed in LFG as per usual, man. There we go. Yeah. It was my mic, man. I was trying to go in the OBS and I tried to adjust like the audio, the music that you guys hear, and my mic. I started turning one of the dials down. Turned out it was my mic that was turning down, not like the music or whatever. Or, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to use the OBS audio like dials because I think they add a more smoother experience. Because like if I want to cut out the music, if I do it like this, that seems, at least the bars on OBS seems to have like a smoother like thing about them to bring the music in and out than doing it like through like this. Or is that better? I don't even know. I don't even know how it sounds like. I just see like the dials moving on OBS and it just looks smoother on OBS. The opposite team last week. Yeah, you guys were on the opposite team. Now you guys get to fight together. I hope Holy Sai is gonna be pumping. Isn't gonna be pummel. Is it gonna pummel me again? Yo, we'll see, man. We'll see if Holy's back. I did get a message earlier from Kragar. He did say he wanna group up, regroup, and talk about our collab thing, which we might be getting that in the works sometime soonish though. Does that mean Kragar is back to live, or is he still on like hardcore for a bit? Main concern against Trickster, hi to my man. Main concern against Multi-Glad Arcane Mage against DH. I lost last week. Also Big Max in my face. We'll hopefully give you a bit of the variety. If we can get my man Ape Fisker to join tonight. Actually, I'm asking him real quick. Hey, Key. Key. Dude, how do you spell Kiyosako? Is it KY? KI? Or is it KO? Kiosku? God, I don't even know how to spell his name, man. Hey fam. Duels tonight? Let me just ask him real quick. Because he is like tonight. Let me just ask him real quick. Let me get a second group going for Call of Duty and the other guy. I guess I can make Grifka lead here, yeah? Also chat and Grifka. Would you guys be against like just mixing up the teams at some point, right? So like play a couple of games. Like let's say we get 2 groups up and running tonight. Logging on now? My man, dude. I appreciate it. You don't have to, honestly. If you guys are just chilling, man, you're chilling. Second group is up, Call of Duty and Priest. I forget your name. I'm so sorry. But groups ZV, my man. There we go, dude. I'm like, I forget your name. And I'm like, ZV, my man, dude. How fake is that? How fake is that? Sorry, Zibby. I'm really bad with names, man. I appreciate you for being here. That's the most important part. I am trash with names, but I appreciate you. So if you want to lead this group, my guy, got a spot open. I guess, are you ready? Are you not? Okay, Aura. Is that the same Aura as in the chat? Or the same Aura I know? Or is that a different Aura? Let's see. Yo, let me actually see, Dismo. Yeah, I don't know about Prot, man, but I appreciate you signing up. No tanks, though. No tanks. Thanks, but no tanks. You know what I mean? Hey, fam. Let me ask Koopa. Duels tonight? Maybe he's got a friend and he wants to join with Mikkel. Maybe bring him in as well. ZV Hero, love the channel. Hey, man. Porcupine Presidential Unit. I like that name, by the way. That's great. Hello, good evening. What's up? Nina, are you joining us tonight? Because my man Arthur needs a bit of practice. And you could throw your Paladin skills against his, man. That'd be fun. You want to pop in? What's up, Jake? My man. Groups up? Yes, we got one right now for EU. Chris, you're more than welcome to join. Groups are listed in the raids legacy section, just so we can utilize the cross faction to be able to get people in here. We thought about coasting these on like the PvP, like the RBG section, because in custom PvP or a custom section, you won't be able to invite Alliance and Horde. You can only do your faction. But yeah, so we got him listed right now. Kiosco, my man, gets in here. And Dante, you know what? I'm gonna give Dante a try. I'm not against it. Dismo, if you end up playing like a DPS, not a tank, I'd be down to give you a go too. But for now, we got a group. We'll just try this one, see how it goes. My man Atho, gonna make a lead real quick. And we should be good to go, right? And I need Kolka, right? On real ID? Yeah, Kolka. Invite, spectator, match, Kolka, and Atho man 5, the grand 1. Beautiful. I'm gonna join in a bit. Awesome. Happy to have you here. Hope you're doing good, by the way. I may join later. Go for it, my man. Anybody and everybody's welcome, dudes. Anybody and everybody is welcome. I'm just looking to get as many games as I can tonight, dude. You know what I mean? It's been a while. It feels like we've done duels, and I just want to get as many of them as we can. That's all I'm looking for. Also, I'm a little behind on a vid for the day. I am gonna get it up and running as soon as the stream is over. I have it set up. I have it ready. I just forgot to do the one little thing called upload it. One little thing to upload it, and then it's gotta go through a processing thing. Yeah, so one little thing, one little mistake Dal made. One crucial big mistake. But it's okay. Let me get Audacity. Let's just enjoy Duels tonight for a bit. Finish AD 24. Dude, yeah, ADs. Jake, I actually got another question for you. I'll ask in a second, but let me get the fan up and running. But it's about like health. Alright, it is still summer, technically. Sorta, kinda. It is still hot outside, so I just gotta get the fan up and running. Hopefully in a little bit it'll start getting colder. It is already starting to little by little. So Twitch. We got ourselves Jarim gonna be up over on team. What? Did I invite Jarim last time? Or is this new? Hold on, that's a switcheroo. Hold on, Dante trying to see if he can close the gap with the hunt. The first time around, Ice Nova stopped and prevented the movement. Polymer for it after, as it's going to be a demon. Try to see if he can break him out of the CC. Swipe it off to fight the demon, but it's going to be yet another poly. As Jarim tried to see if he can go for a bit of damage of his own. Yet another poly finally should be able to go off and make some damage happen. The shatters are going through. Darkness down for Dante, trying to see if he can maybe close that gap. Big Ray of Frost is able to trip the trick out of Jarim, hoping to maybe end it with a couple of lances, and does get the kill. Wait, hold on, Jarim is a switch out of left field. I don't think was it Jarim that I invited, or who was this? Hold on, somebody definitely did a switcheroo. I don't remember this guy, but it does end up using up all of his mana just to spell steal as many buffs as it can from Call of Duty. Trying to see if he can close that gap with a, forgot what's it called, but it's going to be a blizzard all around him, surrounding the mage. That's eventually, if you stand next to the druid, similar to the Morpheus Winter by Death Knights, it will end up freezing the enemy, and this is going to count as a stun that treats him as frozen. So full shatter viability for the Frost Mage, lots of opportunity for damage. Try to see if you can keep Call of Duty out of stealth, maybe get him in combat while Incarnation's still rolling. For Call of Duty, the faster he gets out there, the better it's going to be, so you can maximize the value of his cooldowns. Try to see if you can send a couple of Star Surges over to Jarim, but the mage needs a bit of a breather, does himself with quite a shield, and is going to get himself mounted just to see if he can maybe get himself at least mobility advantage over Druid. Druid, actually, are you on a boomkin form for a second, or is it just still stars? Big Ray of Frost on the Druid does get him kind of lowish. It's going to have to go for a bit of regrowth, while Jarim looking for a little bit of that cooldown recovery, and does have Icy Veins coming back up in just a handful of seconds. Frozen over one side, Blizzard on the other. Call of Duty trying to see if he can bail away from any of these pillars. Does get a juke out on and interrupt on Jarim, but the shatters are still going to go through. Barkskin with the bear form, trying to see if he can maybe use that defensively just to mitigate some of the damage. Jarim blink and then aggressively trying to see if he can go for another Snowdrift, I think it's called. Ice block right after, should be able to get a stun if he stands up to Call of Duty. I think it still should go through him. Does go for the trinket, trying to make sure he breaks out of it. It is going to be a Ring of Frost, trying to see if he can maybe get away from that as well. Back blink for Jarim, tries to go for a kick on the Druid. He does get another juke, but a massive Glacier Spike does reduce himself down to less than half. Frostbolts are still going to be pretty brutal with all the damage. Massive amount of haste for Jarim. Got himself lots of output with Ray of Frost, trying to see if he can heal right through it. Is this enough though? Barely, but it is enough. Barely hanging in there. But Druid is actually still alive, sorta, kinda. Water Ellie trying to keep the pressure on him as best as possible with a Stream Jet, I think it's called. It doesn't really do anything. I think it just ends up giving Jarim these stacks of frost damage. It's going to be Frozen Orb on one side, Blizzard on the other. At least Judy is able to stand his ground and heal while Heart of the Wild is active. But in terms of being able to really get a lot of value, it's going to be hard though. As the stun comes out, Snowdrift finally gets himself a play. Flurry, big damage with a Glacial Spike does get interrupted. Druid needs to find a way to get Landis out of Judy very quickly and potentially just end the duel right there while he has the opportunity to press the advantage bash out of Judy. Does finally land himself a lockout with a CS, and it's going to go for a Code just to get himself some kind of a slow. Ray of Frost maybe will be enough. Judy trying to see if he can respond. Cyclone last second. Judy does not have a lot of health to work with, but the regrowth is still kicking in. We are 3 minutes into the duel, 40% dampening. Jareem just needs a little bit few more globals to end this, but Call of Duty by this point might have defensives and offensives coming back up. It looks like Incarnation is already active, so there's only so much you can really do with that one. Jareem, do you have anything for this one? He doesn't have an ice block. He doesn't have any blocks or defenses whatsoever, so maybe an opportunity for Call of Duty to somehow turn this around. Shifted Power is able to avoid it, but needs to find a way to squeeze out a victory out of this one. My goodness. Is it going to be yet another snow? Do you get out of this? Trying to see if you can bail out of it. Should be able to immune it now that you got a juke out, but it's still going to be big damage out of Jareem. Frost Monster Follower does have an interrupt by the looks of things. I don't really know. Ray of Frost is going to put some pressure. Druid does sling behind the pillar, has himself the healing with Friends in Region while Bear Form is active. And Jareem does have some cooldowns rolling in. This is Icy Veins, the most amount of damage you can get. Bashed by Druid. Jareem just holding his ground, does not blink, does not shrink it, does not use anything here. But it's trying to see if we can Shadow Meld out of that root really quickly. It's going to be more flurries chasing after Judy. Plenty of Instacast, big damage out of Judy though, out of left field, but the Alter Time nullifies a lot of that return pressure by the Druid, a lot of that counter attack. Yet the Snowdrift blinking in, but he isn't able to really get out of that root whatsoever. Judy finally gets himself a quick, cheeky little escape that he needed to find with Shifting Power back for Jareem. I'm actually surprised Judy is actually surviving this quite well versus a Mage. I honestly thought that this was going to be Mage maybe blasting him out fairly quickly, but Judy's doing the very best they can with CC, with mobility, trying to see if he can pick up some damage here and there. Couple of Star Surges flying in, Blizzard in as well as a Frozen Orb on the other side. If only Jareem had himself a Ring of Frost, or Ring of Fire rather, as well. If you apply Ring of Fire, Blizzard, and a Frozen Orb around the pillar for Judy, there would be nowhere to go and you'd be taking consistent damage that we saw. I think with Seawork last week, yeah? Silence is going to go for a Trinket, but still interrupted though, unable to cast his Frosty spells. Bash for a second. Does he have a blink for this one? Ice Block does get it back up for the last second. Judy is able to find himself a potential kill chance here. Normal block for Jareem. Dampen getting kind of high. Any kind of shields he has are just going to whittle away little by little. And Judy has plenty of mobility to keep up and keep ahead of Jareem. At least a step ahead. Not too far, where Jareem could potentially turn around and catch up. But he's just far enough ahead where he's actually in a fantastic spot. Jareem taking a bit of the passive damage. Judy doesn't want to really fight him unless he has himself a better situation. Trying to see if he can close the corner around the pillar. Blizzard around the corner onto Call of Duty with a Ring of Frost. Could be a lot, or Ring of Frost, Frozen Orb. Could be a ton of damage right now. Another ice, Icy Veins active for Jareem. Big beam to follow. How are you still alive, by the way? I don't understand. You are still kicking it though. Jareem had himself the most amount of damage available, full cooldowns, lots of spikes available, could combine them together into a big old glacial spike, and may just have to do so right here. Unless Druid maybe can get the hell out of there, he's going to be able to back blink bash as soon as he sees Jareem next to him. Big Cyclone is going to be up. Ice Block for Jareem, very aggressive Cyclone. Hold on, does he have a glacial? He can't do glacial. He can't do it without Shimmer. Unless he can find the Druid. Trying to see if he can catch him. Does not get to catch him. What is this reset? Does go in for extra damage over time as well with the Fury of a Loon. Probably Sunfire, Moonfire rolling in as well. Breath by Jareem. Doesn't keep Call of Duty around for too long. That is a trinket out of this guy. He doesn't want to get caught out whatsoever. But at this point, do you even have Incarnation? Trying to go for Ring of Frost is actually going to force Druid to go really aggressive. It is an Alter Time up for Jareem, so he's got himself plenty of defense to work with. Barksing for Druid, he doesn't really want to stand next to the pillar, but he's just instead just sending so many Surge Surges at Jareem. The man actually might be in a bit of trouble. Has himself a Invis, using it really early. At this point, he's just got to find himself a kill potential. Nova on to Druid. Does he have any shielding whatsoever? Trying to see if he can reposition behind the other side of the pillar. I think at this point, you'd want to go for the full Snowdrift. Big setup, trying to make a Snowdrift thing happen. Judy is going to walk by. Bash not going to be able to Snowdrift. That is going to be waiting in just a moment. But Jareem, that actually could be an unwinnable situation at this point. Unless maybe he just goes in for the most amount of damage. Maybe CC, trying to see if he can catch a breath. No, the shield doesn't really do anything for him. Trying to go for Paladin, can't really do anything. Oh my god. He tried. He tried his hardest, but does get taken down by Druid. Well done, well done. Who's up next? Is it Plush? Plush is going to be out searching for a Druid. Now, for a Druid versus a Frost Mage, I'm actually surprised that a Boomkin won that encounter. I thought the Frost Mage was going to take it, honestly. But I guess the Rogue, I think, is just going to be another story. It is a Rogue after all. But maybe Druid's still got, you know, a little bit of tricks up their sleeve, right? They're able to just sharpen their chops against a Mage. Maybe they'll be able to do something, anything at all versus a Rogue. All you need is the most amount of burst, Lethal Cloak, and then keep just pounding damage into the Rogue afterwards. Plus, you have really good damage over time as well. Dampening, yeah, dampening is going to be... Atho, look at dampening as like your own personal trainer, yeah? Cyclone onto Plush. Does it get a trinket? It does not, but it is a Cyclone onto his Shadow Blades. I think Druid had to go for something like this. If you can keep the dots onto the Rogue afterwards, cheap shots are not going to be nearly as effective. Barcy, Heart of the Wild is back up. Honestly, maybe looking at Heart of the Wild really early. That is a cloak out of the Rogue. Nothing really left. Druid trying to go defensive. Bear Form doesn't heal you at all whatsoever. I think you're just so behind on dampening and health. There isn't really much you can do in that situation. Athaman finally getting a chance to play. This man needs some practice for a 1-in-1 tournament, so we'll see if he's able to fight versus Plush as well as Grifka. Plenty of competition with two rogues. We got Trix, this Demonology Warlock with the pets that he can overpower. And then Forebeard, depending when Forebeard goes, especially if he goes into higher dampening, that could be pretty bad for Atho, especially if the man is playing Shatter, potentially. Plush, are you good? Is he good? Athaman does catch him. I think the guy's lagging a little bit. Hopefully not. Gouge off of that cheap shot. Looking for a reset. Does Athaman let the scoundrel catch a reset? He doesn't with a judgment. Could be a reset for Plush. Has himself double vanish in case it needs to. So the Rogue is in a fantastic spot. Stun, getting caught out in a trinket. Vanish immediately as Atha goes in for the big Crusader Wings. Good choice to go for a blind. If the Rogue is nearby, that would have been fantastic. Does still catch him. Kill the shot right after. Do you human Rachel out of this one? Looks like you do with a Shield of Vengeance. Plush could go for yet another advantage. He got himself one more out in case he needs to. Wake of Ashes swinging in every direction, but the blind does end up giving Plush that opportunity to at least catch himself a reset. Atham is still holding on to a bubble or a bop. It looked like for a second the Rogue was still dotted. I don't think that's the case anymore. So for Atho at this point, he just got to find a way to maybe get some damage. The big Crusade Wings are down for the time being, so there's only so much you can do. Bubble out of this one. Plush trying to see if he can force the Rogue back into the shadows with advantage. Plush just needs to live this a little bit longer. Cloak is back up and available. Good to use it really early on. Gouge it to Atho. As soon as the bubble falls, Athaman's still able to get a dot onto Plush. Hand of Freedom as well as the pony is up. Maybe able to catch him. Final wreck for a second. The Rogue goes behind the pillar, still dotted. If Atho is quick enough, maybe, hold on a second, still dots? No, dots fell off last second. I thought maybe there would have been like a little gap in between Rogue's dots. Man. All right, Cloak of Shadow is not available. Evasion is up, Vanish is up as well. Plush got him some cheat death and a Shadow Blades. And Atha's gonna have to find a way to deal with this one. At least he's gotta be happy that it's not the Shadow Blades. The Rogues are about to go for the 10 too, because that thing really hurts. This current one, you can just toss it out. Extra common points, kind of nice. This next one is brutal. It's gonna be cheap shot, eviscerate, backstab, eviscerate. I don't know, Shadow Strike, eviscerate. It's gonna be a builder, spender, opener burst. It's going to be absolutely brutal, but Atha is able to put Plush in dirt for just a second. Trix is going to be up next with the Demonology. For Trix, you just got to send out the army of demons at Atha, force out some cooldowns out of him. Atha doesn't really have much to work with here, and Atha is really looking out for that Crusade. I think that's the only way he wins this one right now. He got to find a way to take momentum, build it off with the pets, take momentum into Trix, maybe utilize the defenses just to live long enough, close that gap, and hopefully get a CC, maybe a stun, maybe an instruct on the Trix. Does step up from the Tyrant, trying to go for a stun on all these pets. Mortal Coil sending him out. It is going to be a Dark Glade join in. Big Tyrant up. Do you fight it? Do you line it? It's going to be a blinding light onto all these pets. Just try to see if you can use it for survivability. Just try to see if you can back away. Not a lot of healing available unless he goes for a Hand of Freedom or Hand of Lay on Hands. I don't think he really lives this one. He needs something, anything. Lay on Hands, even barely does it. He's for him. Stun to fall. I think Trix may be able to close this out. Atha just nothing left unless he can somehow maybe turn this around. Big Demon Bolt at the end. The Trix almost went down. That was so close. That was rough. And Zivi, as he's walking the Dark Glare, still somehow hanging in there. It's gonna be actually just sniping him out. Shadow crash immediately versus Forkbeard as he gets off a reflect. Void Eruption PI available as Zivid try to see if he can go for some damage. That is going to be Forkbeard sitting in one of the eruptions stunned right after. It gives Zivid an opportunity to at least maneuver and peruse away. Big Drano to Fork. Does he just go down here? Got himself a rally. It's going to be able to remove all of these dots with the Dark Iron Racial Shadows are still going to be reapplied back to the guy with the parry back up. Mindful Insanity is doing quite a bit of damage for Zivid. Definitely wants to make advantage of those things as best as he can, and is able to collapse the shadows around a warrior, taking him out fairly quickly. Versus Grifka though, I don't know how you live. Immediate disperse on this opener. Is this a Shadow Blade? No, not Shadow Blade. Secret Technique. I don't think it was. Zivi does have himself a Shadow Meld, could pick up the eyes. He got himself the Death Prepare as well as a Vampiric Embrace. I don't know if that's enough. Random Shadow Crash is getting thrown around. At this point, you're kind of just guessing where Rogue could be. Waddling towards the eyes, but actually not completely staying next to them, not walking on top of them, kind of hanging out in the middle. Doesn't even know the Rogue is literally behind him. If you went for a random fear, maybe that would have been huge. I don't know how you live this. Zivi? Aegis? Wait a second, Zivi! Oh, there's nothing you could do. Zivi did everything he could, and all he could really do is just wait, AFK. Once you got a trinket out of the priest, that's it. There's not really a lot you could really... The only thing you could do is maybe get saved by Spore Cloak. That or... That's it, actually. That's really about it. It is super, super unfortunate because he got the Aegis. That gave him a shield. But at this high dampening, it just does nothing. Big cheap shots out of the Rogue with eviscerates. Kiosku does finally get the pet back over to him with the Master's Call for just a moment. Try to see if he go for a sack, as it's going to be nades going to throw at Grifka, just avoiding him entirely. Death Chakra with a stun to Grifka. Kiosku finally able to get some kind of damage, but the Rogue with an evasion should be able to dodge a lot of this damage. It's going to be a tar trap for just a second. Rogue catches himself a reset. It's going to be up in the flare. Cheap shot to Kiosku. Pet is stunned for a second. Can the pet help you at all? Secret Technique last second. I think it's just going to be over. Grifka does get disarmed, but it doesn't even matter. He goes in for a eviscerate right before it happens. That is a rough one. Grifka with 2. Zivi does end up picking up 2 though. I guess he did finish off the Warlock, so that shouldn't really count because it's just like, what, Shadow Word Death? But he does end up doing a lot of damage to the warrior though. That was well done. Let's get us another going here, boys. Yeah, uno mas, uno mas. Uno mas, boys. Yo, Atho as well as Kolka, let me know if you guys are ready. If you guys got a 5-man or if you need more. Need 1. Invite. I'll get this group set up for you. I'll do all of it for you, boys. 245. We gotta catch up to you. We gotta catch up. Pass me lead real quick. I'll get it. Is Snoopy playing? Not in this round. It's been a while since we had Snoopy join these, but if you guys know Snoopy or have him a real ID, if you want to invite him, I just don't have him added in a real ID. At least I don't think I do. I've only like talked to Snoopy like a handful of times. Andy? Okay, we got you, my man. We got a guy swapped in. Kolka. Let me ask, team ready? Real quick. Perfect. Well, Atho's at least ready. We got new bodies, which I like seeing. I like seeing new names in here. Yes, awesome. Let's get you guys another one. Let's do, you know what? Let's do a hook point, because I feel like we do Blackroot Cold, then we do Blaze Edge a lot. Let's just mix it up a little bit. I still want to kind of do more or less the arenas we usually do, but like changing the environment, flip the script kind of deal. You know what I mean? We'll get to a Blaze Edge at some point. We'll get a Blackroot Cold going, but like, why don't we play like a Tiger Speak early, hook point early? What other arenas you guys want to do? We want to do Robodrome. Atho, what arenas do they usually throw you guys into for 1v1s for the tournament? Is it on the Grands? Or is it like something else? What does you guys run there? The Damp? Yeah, Damp is pretty high, man. Damp gets high super quickly. And I wish... I said it before, and I talked to Chill Pills the other day about it. Like, I told him before, like, hey, a while ago I said, hey, I heard there's an add-on you can run to do spectator stuff, and you can control dampening. I want to give it a try. But when looking at the add-on, it's like a couple of years outdated. I don't know if it actually works. So I was like, I didn't try it because it just looked super outdated. But it's like there's one that works, but it doesn't have the functionality. The other does, but it's like 3-4 years outdated. I don't know if it actually works. So I was just like, I'm not even going to try. I don't even know if it's... Why would it, right? Switch. But maybe it's like Truffy GCD, right? It perma works. But that'd be weird. maybe that's the case. Plush, oh no, Grifka first up versus Zivy. A little bit of a rematch between the two. Now you're no longer suffering the, what is it, 60% dampening versus a rogue. This time around, Zivy at least had himself a proper chance to fight Grifka. You got your trinket, you got your disperse, you got everything. Big secret technique. Zivy just trying to see if he can live by that secret technique. Dispersing super late, maybe a little bit too greedy, but does get himself a little bit of that recovery. Definitely should be looking at his own health bar as best as possible. Flash of heals could be huge, trying to go for Shadow Crash, but Grifka no longer anywhere to be found. He's gonna be waiting out until that secret technique is back up. Zivy, does he respond in the next one? Does he trinket this one? It is gonna be Shadow Blades by Grifka this time around. So maybe this way you make a response. Maybe this is a trinket situation. Burning the disperse though, hopefully should sync up at least with the secret technique. Doesn't go for trinket. Taking the damage wholesale. That's going to be that Aegis. Stun onto Grifka last second. Is going to go for a root as well as a desperate prayer. Cloak of Shadows for Grifka. Zivy bar. Oh, Zivy just in a lot of trouble. Grifka just pressed cloak. Wasn't going to kick nothing. Just going from eviscerate to eviscerate to eviscerate with the cloak. You can't even like heal off of his damage. That is so rough. Well, I thought at least get himself a proper chance versus Grifka, man. Hello, Faiz. How you doing, my man? Hope you have a good one, my man. Hope you're doing good. Last time in the Grand? Okay, it was just last time in the Grand. But what other arenas did they do? Or did they only do in the Grand or for the entire tournament? Will there be any PTR duels soon? RL, I would like to do maybe next week. I plan to do maybe this week, but I never end up going out to like hit up all the EU and NA boys to find out. Kind of just got busy. Cheap shot by Grifka with us. Secret technique kind of delayed. Wall out for Atho. I think that's exactly what Grifka's trying to do. Trying to see if he can get a defensive out of Atho. Next time around, he could throw in a full secret technique. Maybe a cold blood if he has it. If he does have it. And this time, you won't have the wall to dampen a lot of that damage by what, like 20%? Basically, baseline is going to be a Shadow Blaze this time around. Atho is going to take quite a bit of damage from this. Gouge not even going to go for a cheap shot. What is this gouge into a shuriken storm? You just trying to see if you can CC him, I guess, yeah? Or pull him next to the pillar, start auto-attacking? That is the case, yeah? Stunned by Atho, trying to see if he can maybe ramp up some damage. Crusade is out for the Paladin. He is going to go for a trick and Grifka with an evasion. Maybe it'll be enough blindness to try to go for Secret Technique. And I think blinding Secret Technique actually does end up disrupting it a little bit. I think those shadowy images didn't really get to do much to Atho. That or he just took no damage whatsoever because the guy's just an absolute... I mean, look at him, dude. He just looked at those things, said howdy, and then just disappeared. Ran out of there. Like common criminals in the Wild West. Just somehow randomly find Grifka out in the open in AoE. Gouge really quickly. Does have to have a way to close the gap. Grifka has himself a Shadow Melt. 2 vanishes in case he needs to. And it looks like he is going to go for a quick reset without even getting hit. For Athemim, it's a situation where you either pick up the one eye left in the far side of the arena, or just let Grifka get an opener on you. He's looking for it. Grifka already looking for that cover. If Atho is careful enough, you should be able to see Grifka not even close. Shadow Step wasn't quite close enough for a good bit there. To reach him, Secret Technique is going to be a wall out of Atho, saving that wall until he sees the Secret Technique animation. Cloak of Shadows by Grifka, trying to reduce a lot of his holy damage as Atho, trying to at least generate some resources. Man is mostly looking to get himself maybe a bit of healing, getting quite a bit of damage into Grifka either way though. Vanish, first one out of the night. Has himself a second Vanish, has himself a Shadow Melt. So for Atho, he got to find a way to lock down Grifka. Grifka no longer has a trinket though. Somehow sees him. I guess the eyes are still in play. It's going to be a bubble out of Atho. Grifka, does he go for a Vanish with this one? Potentially. Maybe just waiting out. I think you got a kidney shot saved for you. Atho, you better have someone ready for this. And Gouge as Grifka gets super low. Cheat death, baby proc. And this is going to be Smoke Bomb blind right after. He's throwing out everything at this Paladin, which is actually not the worst situation for Atheman, because maybe with Rogue using up all these cooldowns, now you won't have those whenever you have a proper go. Still a trinket not accessible to Grifka for 10 more seconds. If Atho is fast enough to maybe land a Hodge on the guy, maybe you could make some kind of damage happen. It is going to be a quick cheap shot. Is Grifka trying to be the one to make the first blood move? It is going to be trinket back up. Evasion is out. Blessing protection out for Athoman. Might be in a bad spot. Trinket for the Hodge immediately. Shadow Step, but trying to see if he can escape him. Not burning advantage since Athoman still has the eyes with the Spectral Sight for now. Or Spectral Sight, whatever it is. It's not Spectral Sight, right? It's a Demon Hunter only thing. Or is it also counting the Spectral Sight? I don't even know. Wake of Ashes does get Grifka out in the open. Cheap shot onto Atho. Does have a wall for this one, maybe? Or saving it for that Secret Technique. It's going to be a disarm. The Paladin doesn't need a weapon or to make some damage happen. Grifka with a Vanish looking for another reset. Does himself a second Vanish available. And Atho, does he have any opportunity to win this one? Normal bubble, normal bop. maybe a wall, but I'm not tracking that one super well. And a lay on hands with a human racial coming back up sometime soon as Grifka does open up with a Cloak of Shadows in case there's a Hodge out of Wrath of Cold Blood. Does he have a wall for this one? Does get himself a lay on hands before the cheap shot comes out. At least it lets him stabilize in the health for a little bit as Grifka is looking very healthy on his end. He does have access to a Mage foot as well as a Warlock Hellstone since he got both of those classes on his team. Wake of Ashes, sending over Grifka, stun right after, but after his disarm can't really go for a big go right now. He might just have to delay to next stun with the next Crusade in order to get himself a big go versus the Rogue. But at least, if anything, punish the Rogue while you can, as best as you can. Cheap shot to follow with a Trinket out of Athaman, trying to see if he can get some counter pressure rolling in. And for Grifka, no more Trinket to worry about. Blind is back up, Vanish is back up, Shadowblades is back up, something you can maybe make work off of. Hand of Freedom for Atha, big damage to Grifka, Blind right after, does not have an out for this one, but Bubble coming back up in just 2 minutes. If you can live for 2, you might be okay. You should know that Grifka got Shadowblades. I don't know if he was paying attention, but he should know that Grifka already has Shadowblades pre-rolling. Eyes are up, at least one of them. One that's next to Grifka, so he's always going to be able to get himself a proper opener. At least a sap to maybe deny the eyes. The Shadowblade's not getting any value. Does he just care? Does he not care? Doesn't care. Shadowblade is gone, wasted, out. With a cheap shot onto Atha, just looking for yet another reset. He got himself double vanishes, so it's a lot of cooldown reduction coming back up. And there's no way you're gonna reach him. Yeah, there's actually no way you're gonna be able to reach him. That is so unfortunate. Second ice picked up. Should have seen, hopefully, no. Fighting the wrong rogue. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Whoa. Fighting the wrong rogue. He just realized it. Oh no. Yo, if you guys are a rogue, don't be in stealth unless you're dueling. This is what happens, man. This is what happens. Just don't be in stealth. Why splash out there anyway? Why is he in stealth? Just be out of stealth so at least he's like not looking for a stealthy yellow class. It's gonna be a bit of a damage out of Atha. Try to see if you can find through Grifka. Burned a lot of his burst into yet completely another rogue. Not really the man's fault, honestly. I can't tell my classes apart super well. It's gonna be a blind Atha. No Cloak of Shadows for a rogue to try to deny it. Gouge last second. Does have a bowl for this one. Stun onto Grifka. Have himself advantage with a Shadow Step, with a reset. But Atha looking for him. Actually, somehow, some way, does end up kind of hanging on next to Grifka. For Atha, I feel like that Crusade and sending it to another rogue, that probably would have been the thing that might have ended this duel right there. Might have ended this 1v1. Yeah, I think that might have actually ruined it for him. I think if he didn't that... Seriously, plus, just sit out of stealth. There's no reason for you to be in stealth. Like, right now you're in stealth, there's no reason for you to be in stealth. Grifka is dueling. Just pop out, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get some common decency for these boys. Handy is good. Handy? Handy. I'm gonna call it. I guess that his name is Handy. It's gonna be out next versus Grifka. Looking out for him, skulking around. No eyes available, so I guess that's all you can really do. Yeah, wasting my rings the wrong guy. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but this is why Plush. I'm gonna write Plush after this. Don't be in stealth while you're dueling. I feel bad, man, because there's no reason for you to be in stealth right now. Gee, how you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. That's not fun. Yeah, totally not fun. Handy. Looking out for Grifka. Doesn't even realize he's right next to the guy, but they're just both skulking around next to the eyes. If Grifka is stream peeking, or if Handy is stream peeking, I imagine he would have noticed that it was actually next to the rogue. Does he realize it? Yeah, I felt bad about that one, man. I felt bad about that one, because I know against a rogue, like, Grifka out in the open. Sad for a second. Cyclone or Handy. Hold on a second. Wait, Handy, are you Boomkin? It is a Boomkin. I thought it was a Feral Druid. Never mind. I understand why you did a Cyclone strat now. Barks in immediately as Grifka trying to see if he can turn up the heat. It is a Boomkin. It is a chicken. He's just going to slice it up. Make a couple of nuggets out of this boy. I don't know. Can a Boomkin fight a rogue? I think generally melee you can. I think Boomkins can actually do well versus melee, but with the way the Grifka is cutting this boy up right now, Heart of the Wild, maybe. Does the man have the heart of a lion to be able to live this one out? Dots on Grifka doesn't want to burn the Cloak of Shadows just yet, but doesn't want to get in there versus Handy. The guy just doesn't have much to really work with right now, unless he goes maybe for a disarm, but a cloak. Again, I feel like you're just going to live and die by the cloak. That thing is just going to end up turning the duel, turning the tension. Disarm. Grifka could just take himself out of this one. Cloak of Shadows. Handy can't even respond. All he can do is sit in bear form and hope to get himself some kind of healing. Thrashes and bleeds are just not going to do much. Trinket to follow. Just needs a couple more abysses, and Grifka does end up taking him out with Kioskum landing the 100s mark. Trying to see if he can get some pressure onto Grifka early. Is going to be a blind immediately. Maybe a trick out of Kioska just to end this. Is going to go for a vanish reset into a flare immediately. Gouge right after sending the pet far away to, I think, to make sure he can always go for that pet sack in case he needs it. Does get the pet sack as Grifka goes in for a secret technique. A lot of the damage does get denied. Kioska with a Spore Cloak though really early. That is his emergency healing kind of backup right now. Being burned really early on. And Grifka's still out. Hunter's Mark does fall off last second, so for Kioska, there isn't really much he can do unless he picks up the eyes right now and gets the Hunter's Mark back on the guy. Does end up picking it up somehow. I felt like it was a mile away from it, but does establish it either way though. Cheap shot by Grifka. Kioska does have a human racial as well as a trick. It could break out of the CC, but got to be very careful and measured when he uses it. There goes a big defensive with survival of the fittest. Stunned Grifka. Not Shadow Word Death. Death's Chakram. And Grifka goes in for a re-stealth flare, gets him out in the open, could maybe go for kill shots, needs just a little bit more damage, explosive shot, Grifka stunned right after, it's going to be cheat death, smoke bomb down, this is going to be enough there, Grifka barely alive, Kioska does get hit with a killer shot, but Grifka is able to take him down fairly quickly. Well done, with Pludge going to be up next, man, from one rogue to the next, does go in, tar trap up and running. And Kioska, oh man, I don't know how you're gonna do this right now. 61% dampener. I think he's gonna have to play the slow, long game of just playing what rogues do and just sit in stealth, reset, wait until every cooldown is available. Because I don't think you win. I don't think you fight through a durability of a rogue with a cloak. Oh, almost spotted him. Kioska did see a stealthy. He knows more or less where the guy was. He actually landed a trap right next to the guy. Charge trap gets him out in the open. At least Hunter's Mark will let you establish line of sight of the rogue. You don't need to fight him right now. Let the camo heal you as much as possible. Get some cooldowns back. You know what I mean? Make sure you get himself a proper opener. Plus, panicking a little bit. Starting to fan on ice. He doesn't really know where Kioska's at. He keeps applying Hunter's Mark on him. So he more or less is like looking for the guy. He doesn't really know where he would be. Flare down. He knows he's getting found out. I would be panicking too. Traps are down, so Kioska just at least trying to see if he can set up some stuff versus Plush, making it harder for him to catch a reset. Maybe he could go in for a proper stun. Guy got himself a restyle, but he doesn't really know where he would be. Trap is going to be on the right-hand side. Repositioned back to the other side. Hunter's Mark keeps going to be offline. I mean, the panic kicking in. Plush is out in the open. I don't even know what gets him out of stealth. I think it's going to be a pet. Shadow steps in. It's going to be a skill trap. Gouge. Is he in range? He is in range for a killer shot. Kioska with the secret, sack for the secret technique, trying to see if he can survive it. Barely at any health. Does go in for a freezing trap. Onto Plush. That's going to be Spore Cloak procking in again with a manic bandage right after. Blinding shot onto Plush. Does go in for a stun. Does shock him. Big damage. Grenades getting sent in. Still got a flare. Getting the rogue out of stealth. Blind right after. Does have himself a human racial in case he needs to. Tar trap stops him. Replace still. No cloak of shadows from Plush. So he's still kind of getting found out. Still is out. The open basically for Kioska. Stun. There goes the cloak. Now he means business. Now he wants to close the gap. Now he wants to end it right now before another Hunter's Mark is back up on him. Does end up picking up the ice by a complete accident. Plus, no. Oh, no, bud. I think he rushed around the corner maybe a little bit too aggressively. Traps are going to be down. Plus, there's no way you're going to be able to approach Kioska. Kioska does have himself a normal human racial. Trinket. Tard traps. Freezing traps. Steel trap, but also turtle shell and feign death. I don't know if this will be enough to fight a rogue, but maybe 74% dampening. This rogue ain't healing. Death struck him, dodging it entirely with that evasion. Not gonna be able to get any damage out onto the rogue whatsoever while he's got evade. Just going for the gouge to the pet. Just shock him still on him as a debuff, so it's going to be like 50% more damage taken anyway. Getting a shot onto Kioska. Does he have himself a defensive? Maybe a tricky situation. Doesn't feel like he needs to burn it. Just a bit of a survival of the fittest together with the Bear's 40 to shrink it out of the rogue. Does get hit with the disarm grenades right after Harpoon to follow. I don't think he can go anywhere whatsoever. I think he's just done. Stun. Explosive. Oh, and Kioska with an explosive finisher. With Trig's gonna be up next. The Demonology Warlock gonna send out all these pets of Kioska. I don't think you live this. Like, you could deny a rogue from touching you, but now you gotta like find a way to CC this, and you gotta find a way to CC the army of the Burning Legion itself. That is ain't happening. Kioska try to see if he can survive, but look at these pets. I am surprised you caught a camo. Wait, no, someone got you still in combat. I was gonna say, how are you still alive? No, first aid didn't do nothing. Triggs is just sending his main Felguard. Wait, did the Felguard pet dead? Did the Felguard die? Hold on. If the Felguard is dead, maybe Kioska has himself a chance. Demon Bolt is going to stop him from casting. Triggs, where's your pet? Is it dead? Can you summon a new one? Do you not have a second one to summon? I don't think the Dark Lair is going to do anything. Freshly summoned. Hold on a second. He needs to get an army. Doesn't get disrupted. Oh, the explosive skill shot. Oh my god. Kiosco. You're kidding me. Oh, Jareem is going to be up next. Rushing out as a Frosty Mage. He's got to get in there, throw a bunch of blizzards and frozen orbs around the corner. He is playing Ring of Fire though. So that is going to be interesting. If you try to see if you can zone out behind the pillar away from this mage, you can just drop down all of the elements on you. Trying to see if you can stun up Kiosco is going to get him frozen. Couple of lances, all he needs. Cell's going to be sacked. Maybe that'll be enough for his trap last second. I think it's just over for Kiosco. There's just nothing he can do. The man have used all of his higher life still. You're at 1 health. Jeremy was surprised. He looked at you like, what? How are you alive? Oh, no way. Call of Duty last or left. A bit of a rematch between Jeremy and Call of Duty from like, what, first game? This is what, second game? Why is this game so long, man? 15 minutes, 88% dampening, you ain't healing. Call of Duty might actually be in a bit of a back burner for this one, because he is a class that does play, and his build is more a Healy build. So he's gonna need some kind of healing. I don't know how he's gonna live this. Silence under Jareem. It is gonna be Call of Duty just slicing right through the mage with that beam of astral energy. But Jareem with the icebox that apparently now ignore dampening. I don't know when that was done. Or has always been a thing. But his healing ignores dampening. I was pretty sure that that was like, I don't even know. I almost want to be like, I'm almost 100% sure that that didn't used to be a thing. But I'm not 100% on that one. I'm not 100%, so I'm just not going to say what I'm not sure of. I'm just going to ask Seavark, see what he says. Ray of Frost around the corner for Jareem. Are you Shimmer? You may actually be Shimmer. I'm not even sure. Are you Shimmer or are you normal Blink? I can't even tell. I'm actually not sure. It's trying to see if you can maybe barrage Call of Duty with the might of the Frosty Mage. Flurries down big old, what is it, shatters over and over and over, shattering against the bark skin of the Druid as the man trying to go for a reset behind the pillar. And it's going to be a shifting power around the corner for Jareem. Ring of Fire. Judy can't go anywhere. You got Blizzard on one side, Fire on the other. You're not in a great spot. It's actually adds so much extra pressure. Trying to go for a cycle, but you're still burning. Walking through Ring of Fire yet again. Judy trying to go for a heal, but you ain't healing for anything. 97% dampening. These frostbolts from, it's just over. I think it's just flame shot. The Ring of Fire is what killed you. I think. I'm not even sure. Grifka catching the 3, but Kiosco coming back out on top. Shutting down from one rogue to the next and blasting out a Warlock right after. Well done, boys. Let's get us another going. If you guys need more Grifka and Atho, let me know. We can get more bodies. Maybe we can rotate, get some new, fresh new faces in here. I know it's late, only you. Yeah, Kiosco is madness. Yeah, dude. My bad, bro. I was stealth. Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, just... I mean, like, if you're in stealth, you're in stealth. But, like, if you're not in stealth, it helps Athaman to, like, figure out, like, which rogue he's fighting. And that's usually, like, it's, like, a respectable thing to do with a stealthy class, right? You're not in duel, you're not in stealth. It's, like, respectable to, like, okay, give them as much space, make sure they don't target the wrong guy by accident. Especially if you're a yellow class, Grifka is a yellow class, and you guys are stealth in the same vicinity of each other, right? Athaman, like, pops cooldowns, randomly AoEs, he knocks you out. He's just seeing yellow class that's out of stealth, I gotta nuke it. He's not like, wait, hold on, let me see what his name is first, right? He's not thinking about it. He's just looking at that health bar. That name doesn't even matter. That name just spells dead. D-E-A-D-E-A, dead. I totally good at spelling. Grifka is sub-rogue with a dagger chestbook. No, I think main hand is a dagger. I think offhand is a sword for him, or a fist weapon. A lot of rogues do this to get like an offhand with a mastery heavy stat. So he probably has like a weapon that can be transmogged into a sword. So like a fist weapon, an axe, mace, sword that has mastery stats on it. That's probably what it is. And I think same for plush. Any space for me? Nina? After this one, how does that sound? We'll switch up some groups after this. Atho, man, 5. Let's do a Lord Aron. Let's do that good old Lord Aron. I think about it straight, chasing a rogue for 5 minutes. Ain't gonna be straight chasing. You definitely gotta find, like Atho, you just gotta be looking at like what strategy would you use right now to, like if you were to fight a rogue in a duel tournament tomorrow. Try different strategies right now. Now would be a good time to do it. Straight chasing, letting him come to you. Fighting him, like putting yourself against a back of wall or whatever. I should have gone spinning hammers. Yeah, I mean, if you wanna try different talents, different builds, now is the time to try stuff, my guy. Now's the time to try stuff. Don't be afraid to try things. Now would be a good time to do it. My mix, please. What are you doing? Why are you... It like removes the shuffle aspect, and then it removes like the repeat aspect. What's that even mean? What do you mean aspect, Dal? It's like Alexstrasza aspect? Like, what are you doing? I said the word aspect. I'm like, the hell does that even mean? It's like a setting. Like, it's a button for shuffle. It like pops off. I turn it on. It doesn't care. I put it on repeat. It doesn't even care. It goes to the bottom of the mix and then goes to like a random other song. Try to cue it up. Nah. Twitch. Maylog Mage. Yeah, if you want him, my guy. It's up to you. I don't really care what you guys play. I just want to get more games in. Forkbeard over on the team 1. We got us as a Grifka. Not going first. Jareem in the back. I love seeing some Prosecute here. Plush is going to be first one out. Already skulking in the arena. And we got ourselves Tricks in the back mounted. By the way, they're adding more versions of this thing. I imagine they will have it with next week's training post, right? I'm excited to see what those things are going to look like. We got ourselves Atho as a Paladin. Call of Duty out in the open as a balanced Druid. I do want to see if a balanced Druid can beat a Rogue. I think we've seen the Boom could do well against them. Maybe even win. Because they're like elemental shamans. They have a pretty good advantage over melee as long as they use the roots, knockbacks, dots, and play for like a sustaining build, not a bursty build. But I don't really know what kind of a build Druid he got going on. We got ourselves Handy in here as a Feral Druid this time around. We got Kioska in the back, and we got ourselves Zivi as well. Druid still skulking. Plush not coming out of stealth. He's looking for that ambusher advantage. Is going to actually randomly come out. Random AoE into Druid. Does drop down a beam, but it's not really going to stop a Rogue. Not really. You can't really silence what is already silent. You know what I mean? Like, Rogue is the master of stealth, the master of silence. Knockback on Druid does go in for a charge just to get a root to Plush. The man goes in for a shadow meld, but I think there's still dots in you. Are there not? Judy, you gotta get a Moonfire in there, my guy. You gotta get a Sunfire in there at some point. Plush, try to see if you can find him. Does he come out of stealth again with a Phantom Knives, or does he just hold his ground? I think he's gonna do it. Handy, what are you doing? Handy, go back. Handy, go back. You're not dueling. Get back in the arena and on stealth, just so Plush doesn't randomly attack you if he sees a random Druid out in the arena. What are you doing? We just talked with Plush last game about it. What is happening? Druid hanging out by the eyes. I'm unsure if he wants to pick it up. He doesn't know where Plush is. Doesn't realize the Plush is all the way on the other far side of the arena. Plush is in another zip code. If you pick it up right now, picks it up. Plush realizes it. Judy, if you're fast enough with the Moonfire, you should be able to get Plush into combat. Trying to see if he can back away. It is going to be a shadow. So Judy had line of sight, I think, could have been able to target the Rogue. If you were spamming the Moonfire, I think it would have been able to get him out in the open. Bash, as Plush doesn't really get himself a proper opener. Trinket's getting burned by the both competitors. Barskin for Judy, trying to see if he can survive the damage of his secret technique. The Cloak of Shadows out for Plush real early. Judy looking for a bit of healing. That is going to be Barskin. Heart of the Wild, Disarmament to Plush, as well as a Spore Cloak activating very early on. Blind real early for Plush. For Druid, ideally, this is a pretty good situation. Sap, I think he basically gave the Rogue a sap because you shit the forums, right? That's like a second of a global that it gives him. Because blind is only 5 seconds. You have yourself a global to at least Moonfire the guy, right? Man, that is a first. Judy is still able to get at least some kind of damage on the Plush. Able to go for a more sustaining based damage. And as long as you can put a pressure on the Plush and forcing him to stay out of stealth, you might actually be in a decent spot. Try to see if you get around the corner. Cheap shot by the Rogue. Does go in for a root for a second. Judy does not have a basket for this one. It could be a pretty tough situation. Bear form. Get himself at least a bit of a frenzied region. Knocking the Rogue out the open. Yet another cheap shot. At least you're in bear form to take on some of the damage as soon as possible, yeah? No kidder shot. The Rogue does get himself a reset. This is why you need to maintain a Moonfire, Sunfire in the guy. Basically eternally. You can't let those two fall off ever, Judy. I feel like that's where Judy may just end up falling back or falling behind on, is if they don't try to force, like, focus entirely on keeping the Rogue out of stealth, keeping them dotted. I feel like that's where they're gonna give the Rogue a couple of resets here, man. Hello, Judy, hilarious. I like it. It's a good name. It's a really, really good name. Budget trinket and survival is gonna normally do 300k DPS. Wait, who? Using a budget trinket and you think survival is gonna normally do 300k DPS? What do you want, Jake? Which trinket? Which trinket are you talking about? Like on PTR? I mean, trinket scale right now, so I guess like maybe that's why he's using it, right? Can a shot onto Druid? Shadowblade's up. Secret, no, Shadowblade's not up. Maybe now? Bash by Druid, secret technique, eating that to the face. Did you cyclone him just now? Or at least attempt to cyclone him? Is that what happened? Hold on a second. Did he cyclone? Huh? Oh, they just cycloned. Was that a regrowth? Do my eyes deceive me? Plush is just hanging out by the other set of eyes, man. Druid mousing over there. Not a great spot to be. If only he knew. If only he knew. I love the spectate mode, by the way, chat. We get to see the insights that these two competitors don't get to see. They don't even know they're kind of weaving into each other like two strains. We see it for ourselves. We know that they're so intensely close to one another. Trinket out of Druid doesn't really have much work, but does go in for big reheal with a renewal, but it may not be enough as the Rogue is pressing in the offensive. Cloak of Shadows burned really early. Secret is going to be able to get Druid so low enough to get his Spore Cloak out. Finally trying to go for a little bit of Ruin. Flush got himself for a blind. Maybe Druid got to get him in combat as soon as possible. Gouge to follow. Flush puts himself back in the combat with that one though. Barkskin should give Druid a little bit of survivability. Clone does establish a proper clone. Does get a couple of regrowths. This is where Druid needs to push the offensive. Gotta make sure you get a Moonfires on the guy. And the guy caught a re-stealth. Druid, you gotta get the Moonfire on the guy. Or you're just looking for a reset yourself. I feel like Druid, every time I'm like expecting for Druid to go like aggression, they're just like, all right, hold on, let me reset. Let me play the rogue shot here for a second. Try to see if we can catch him out. Knockback doesn't quite connect. Kidney shot to follow. Druid, no Barskin available. Big secret technique burning right through. He does get himself some urgency healing. May not be enough. The bear form Frenzy region. Is that going to be enough? Doesn't send the bear form long enough. No. Druid, ah, man. But cut a resell though at least. Hold on a second. Maybe out? Maybe scot-free? No way. Druid. Again, they're just weaving into each other. They don't even realize it. Try to go for a heal. Bear form. Oh no. Barkset is available in a few seconds. Is this the Druid's plan? To try to take the game into maybe higher dampening. Force the rogue out in the open. Be in bear form for the opener. Maybe even pick up the eyes to catch the rogue as soon as possible. Does go in for a sap. Shadow Blades and everything. Druid coming out of the sap real early because his DR bashes the plush and able to get himself somewhat of an opener. Damage off the bat. Maybe you could just turn up the heat with even more cooldowns as the rogue trying to go for a Shadow Step. Has himself a cloak. Could use the cloak right here to just stop a lot of the Druid's damage. Mad secret technique through. Barskin just cuts right through you. Either way, it doesn't even matter. Disarm is just over. And the Feral Druid handy leaps in before Druid is even dead. What is happening? Hold on. What are you doing? Goober cycling out of Druid, but a Cloak of Shadows, yeah. Not gonna stop him. What are you doing, Handy? He leapt in maybe a little too early. A little too excited. Pop wall and everything. Oh no. Now he's like, no, my cooldowns. Oh, Handy. Well, you made your bed. You're gonna have to lie in it. Plush at least is a good sport about it. He didn't like he didn't start attacking you. Although I feel like the rogue could have taken that Shadow Blades momentum onto a Feral Druid right afterwards pretty easily. Handy out, hanging out by the other side of the eye. Is he gonna make the same mistake as Druid though? I feel like if you are gonna pick up the eyes, you gotta maximize your. Do you Trinket a sap? Like I said, you made your bed, you gotta lay in it. Gotta be a Barskin. Maybe that'll be enough for him to deal with his bash on the plush. Does go for a Trinket evasion up right now. Handy needs to get in there, puts a Blaze of plush. Does go for the Moonfire though. That is good to see. Moonfire as the rogue goes for a bit of a reset. But if you don't press the offensive, he's gonna count himself an easy reset yet again. Trying to go for a bit of healing as long as you get a proper opener. Smoke bomb, not enough. Got himself some bleeds. This is where you gotta get the rip. Feral Frenzy, maybe gouged by the rogue. Shadow Strike to follow. Next stun could be really, really deadly. It is a stun out of Handy. I don't know if he got himself a full 5 comp point main or not. Getting a shot out of the rogue. Secret technique to follow Handy without any defenses at all. Cheap shot right after and eviscerate away. Trying to go for a bit of healing with a Frenzy region. Gouge right after it. With a cat form, I don't know if you're gonna be able to come out on top of this with my guy. Bites back to back, trying to make some kind of thing work. Flush also kind of lacking a little bit of that finisher potential. That is unfortunate. Atherman up next, trying to see if he can have himself a go. Are you gonna give this man an auto duel? I guess he does have mage food, right? So you should be able to catch up a little bit. 45% dampening Atho. Oh no, dude, Atho. That's rough, man. Yeah, what Trinket is he using, Jake? What are we talking about here, man? Doesn't work for Assassin Rogue, double daggers required? Yeah, Assassin does require double daggers. I attacked him, I repay him. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, that is fair. I like that. I like that on a duel. Sad by Plush. Has himself blades. Cowage into a Kinna shot? I like the idea. I don't know if it's maybe it's worth. The man is doing some damage. Atham into a blind right after plus. You're just gonna give the man an entire swirl into a saps, blinds, stuns. He's never gonna let Atham have himself a proper go at all. He's just gonna hit him completely CC'd left and right. Sap onto Athos. The man got himself some spinny hammers. If Plus walks in, maybe get himself into combat a little early. Kidney shot right after. Athos gonna have to respond. Stun right after. Plus with Nato Trinket could be pretty bad. Have himself no outs. Actually, no outs. He got cloak, he got evasion. Maybe this will be enough. If he stays aggressive with that, he can maybe force even more out of this Paladin than he's done so far. And Atham is just trying to see if he can push it onto Plush. Got himself the spinny hammers, doing quite a bit of free damage. Mad output onto Plush. May just go down ready to smoke bomb. Ain't gonna stop anything right here. Kidney shot to follow. And it's just done. Atham does get himself a big old hit. From one rogue to the next, those Grifka is loading himself up, ready to go. And Atham, if he's ready for this one, man, maybe looking at a very, very early bubble. Does get the hammers of the Grifka. Big secret technique. Unless you bubble right now, it might be a bad situation. Bubble. Oh, lay on hands. That might have been the play. Trying to see if he can use the self-healing to survive this wall. Is this enough? I don't think so. No. That's rough. That is rough. I was thinking a bubble, but a 55% dampening? I mean, that lay on hands ain't doing nothing. That is unfortunate. Kiosk is going to be up next, trying to see if he can get around Grifka. Sap or flare down. He's going to have to find a Hunter's Mark on the rogue, blast him out as best he can, putting his pet a good distance away to make sure that Sack from the pet can always reach him if he ever needs it. There goes the pet charging in, there goes the Sack, and just in time to make it over there for that secret technique. Freezing trap on the Grifka could at least go for a bit of manning bandages. And Kioska could go for a Hunter's Mark into a camo if he wanted to. No, Shadow Step out of the rogue really, really early. The pet is upon him. Try to go in, I think, for a stun. Try to, but an evasion stopped by Grifka. Is going to be a bearish fortification as Kioska trying to give himself a little bit extra health to work with. Quick disarm to Grifka for just a second. Good to know that disarm ignores evasion, by the way. That's kind of nuts. That's actually really good. Biting shot, Grifka trickets out of it. Mad explosives. Is going to go for a vanish. Flare out to get him back out in the open. He needs to go for another vanish. Potentially not a lot of health available in Rogue. Could be in a kill shot away. Trying to see if he can bail out of there yet again. No Hunter's Mark that time around. And Kiosko lagging a little bit potentially. Looking for a bit of a heal. Grifka got himself lots of health picked up as well. It's going to be a quick sap at Kiosko. Has himself no trinket available this time around though. Does catch the Rogue. I don't know if you could stun him. I don't think it can. Pet sack maybe? Potentially? Spore Cloak? I don't know. Yeah, it's so rough. That one is a rough one. As he's gonna go for a quick reset. Zivy gonna be up next. Shadow Crash crashing down onto the floor of the arena. And Grifka back out into a reset over by the tombstones. We got Damp, yeah. Yeah, well, Damp, you gotta be extra careful. I don't know if like your dual tournament, if they have like a lot of high Damp, or if games end like in 3 minutes. But yeah, basically, lay on hands cannot be a button for you to use that early or that late into the game. Bubble, bop, maybe, you know what I mean? Outside of that, lay on hands, it's last resort when you got nothing left whatsoever. That or use it super early before dampening gets super high. Grifka trying to see if he can avoid Zivy. Did you just randomly Shadow Crash without the eyes even? I think so, right? Just kind of more or less new. There's going to be Shadow Blades for the Rogue. Zivy walking towards the eye. If they're careful, if the stop right in strikes, I think could have gotten hit by the Rogue before he even picked up the eye. But now you're going to take 5% more damage in the opener. May want to have a button for this one. It's going to be a lot of damage. Fear got himself a little bit of health with a Desperate Prayer. I mean, you're definitely living on a prayer. My God, big eruptions left and right. Grifka bakes out of him for just a second. Cloak of Shadows for this one. Dispersed out of Zivy. You're still not in a great spot, Zivy. You better have an answer for this one. Blind right after. Has himself a trinket. Using the trinket onto the blind. That's really bold of you. Try to see if you can take down the Rogue. Silence doesn't really silence a stealthiest assassin in the world. Cheap shot right after. Grifka, do you have the damage to break through this? Eviscerates. He just needs a couple of crits and you might be okay. Zivy with a fear. As Rogue goes for a vanish trinket right after. Zivy had no help whatsoever. Void Charm last second. I think it's just over, right? Oh, yeah. He just knew. He just knew it was over. My God. Let's get us another going, boys, yeah? Uno mas, man. Let's get us another one up and running. If you guys need more bodies, let me know. I don't play WoW, but I enjoy watching these duels take splash. Absolutely. Alrighty. Let me know if you guys need more. I'm sure we could scour a B-net or get a couple of fresh new faces in. Ready? We're 4. Okay, invite. Other team. Needs +1. Toss me an invite, pass me lead, and we'll get you squared away. How about it, big man? How about it, big boy? While I check out... There we go. While I peep, what are these pings about? Cool. Oh, Plush is gone? Or is Plush, are you gone? Or, oh wait, no, we did lose a guy. I'm gonna assume the Plush is probably swapping over to like an alt or something like a Mage, yeah? Probably. Alrighty, 5v1 duel. Let's group. Beautiful. By the way, there's an actual head enchant. Yeah, that makes you deal damage. Yeah, I've been using that one. I've noticed that it does quite a bit, so I started using it on like everybody and anybody. Morph, is that you? Just give me a second. Let's go on arcade mage, love the dude. On this thing, 400, is that you? That's you, Mr. 400? Or am I looking for somebody else? Huh. Only found in WoW? Yeah, they had that on the vendor for a bit. There's just like an extra enchant I guess you're gonna be able to get. Kind of like how this time around, that's me. Kind of like how in Aber's here they added a belt enchant for extra mastery. They added the helmet enchant for like a heal proc or a tanky proc or like a range intellect proc or just a range proc and a melee proc. Usually like single target stuff mostly, but it's gonna be alright. Like it's gonna be basically, I think it's gonna basically function like think of like the enchant random like neck procs back in like Legion, like hidden satyr kind of thing. It's just like something that'll just kind of occur once in a while. It'll either give it like a buff or a heal on an ally or just do some damage to an enemy. I think it's like a dot effect for melee, and it's like a random like fiery plume explosion phoenix thing, owl thing for casters. You don't even notice it. Good bonus. I thought it was just a visual, the tank and AoE shielding. Is that what tanks get? Because I haven't really got to... I never get to pay attention to like what he gives for tanks. I just gotta run it on all my characters. Just, you know, slap it on, don't even think about it. I know for rogues you get like this eye debuff that kind of ticks out damage on an enemy once in a while. And for like casters sometimes you just see like plume of fiery explosions. Don't really notice it outside of that. But yeah, it's just like... Yeah, it's just gonna be mandatory, I guess. I think it's like enchanters that make it, but it could be wrong on that one. For tanks that deals damage, the amount of damage shields you. Oh, okay, I didn't even know. I didn't even know. I just kind of slapped it on and forgot about it, you know. But it does make a difference, apparently, performance-wise. Twitch. Got ourselves Forkbeard over for the team. Oh my god, look at like TBC walked out of that expansion. Except for that belt, but that's really about it. Got ourselves Griffico on that team. We got ourselves Morphed as well with Plush on his Mage. Gonna be Nina up next. I do like some of the Nina's mogs though. I like this one from Paladins from Legion. Those shoulders in particular. Big fan of that one. We got ourselves Tricks also on that team versus Atherman first up and running with Call of Duty in the back. We got Handy in here as a Boomkin this time around. Kiosk in the back as well as Zivy with Atherman trying to see if he can round the bend, but Nina staying mounted is going to be able to get himself a proper opener first stun versus Atha. With a blind steering glare right after, just trying to see if he can reduce some of the damage of Nina, forcing Nina to miss a lot of their attacks. Big blind right after as Atherman trying to see if he can ramp up. Atherman is playing into Crusade Wing, so he wants to go in, ramp up, and keep ramping until forever, until he reaches that critical maximum. Nina is playing the minute wing, so they want to go for sustained damage, but they don't have nearly the same disastrously massive ramp as Atherman. It's not nearly as destructive. It's going to be big shields for Nina really early on of the bat. It's going to be Blessing of Protection. May not even stop Atherman's burst. A lot of it is straight up just holy, but the stun does prevent a lot of it. Wings have waned from Ather and is even able to force out Sparklock out of the guy. He got himself Shield of End. It's Nina. Might be looking at a bubble or potential lay in hands if they even get a chance to drink it right after. Atherman just trying to see if he can use the Shield of Endance to proc damage to Nina. Both of their health bars are very, very low. Atherman does have an immunity, but is going to go for a bit of a battle master trinket just to give him some more health. But Nina looks like is still recovering little by little. Atherman with a bubble. Does Nina go for a bubble as well? Lay on hands instead. No dampening right now, so actually catches up a lot of healing and still has an immunity for later. Atherman does still have lay on hands or a bubble unless Nina takes him out right there. Stun right after. Nina just blasted him out. Is this gonna be it? Oh, does get him. Nina using two big abilities, lay on hands and a Blessing of Protection. Atherman only bubble, but only towards the later end, trying to see if we can finish it. How would you survive this, Nina? I don't even understand. And the best part about Nina's go, fighting Kioska, wings are back up. Fought Atherman, wings are up. Kioska, wings are going to be up at least once or twice depending how long this duel goes. So she'll still have plenty of damage to just keep going. That is well done. With the freezing trapper after Kioska looking for a bit of a reheal, does drop down a death shock him, stun onto Nina, maybe looking for a bubble potentially. Honestly, bubbling high might be the play. Kioska leaping in, trying to go for big burst damage. Nina with a stun. Do they have the burst right now? Big wake of ashes, Matt hits them to Kioska. It is going to be a Spore Cloak. Nina super low. There goes the bubble. Do you stay aggressive or do you play defense now? Hunter's out of line of sight. Maybe looking for the... No, doesn't even care. Bubble is up. Wings are available. Hand of Freedom is up. Has everything. You just go in. Keep going. Freezing Trapper after. Wait, where are your wings, by the way? I'm almost expecting like wings to just pop off anytime now. Explosive shot by Kioska. Bah. Stud right after. Nina is kind of in a tight spot right now. Does get wings, could use that to heal. Should be using that for heal as best as possible. Word of Glory as well, self heal. Shield of Venice is up. Kioska got so much range though. You can't even touch him for a good while. You gotta close the gap. Get yourself a stun as soon as possible. It's gonna be Shield of Venice, not holding on for too long. Nina, no help whatsoever unless they go for a stun. Not much you can really do versus the Hunter though. It is a lot of burst damage and a lot of just range damage. Can't even touch him at all. Well done though, Nina. I thought played really well versus Atha. Against Kioska the Hunter, that is a little rough though. That is extra motor stack and everything. It is going to be Kioska versus... More if it's an Arcane. Every time I see mages with Ring of Frost or Ring of Fire, I automatically assume it's a Fire Mage. I don't know what it is, it's just me, man. Every single time. Morph, did he get hit by... Trank Shot? It looked like it was not a Trank Shot, it looked like it was a Chimeric for a second. But I guess he's going to try and stun into more with explosive. That is going to be big damage. Eyes look immediately. Doesn't want to find out what's going to happen. Kioska just waiting it out. I like how the Death Track and Q spinning, by the way. It is not going to leave you until either it runs out of its full duration, that or it lands a couple more hits onto you. That's actually so good for a Hunter at the very least. Got him to go for a little bit of explosive versus Morph. Or not explosive? Okay, I don't even know what these Hunter shots are. I keep expecting explosive, Chimeric. I think it's all Trank shots. I think it's literally all Trank shots. Arcane is going to be big damage for Morph potentially, but if Freezer Trap stops him in place, the guy just kind of running in a hamster wheel. Can't really go anywhere right now. Trying to see if he can go eternal damage onto Kioska, but nothing you could really do. I like the setup. I like the gusto. But man, it's rough. Not quite Seavark level. You know what I mean? Forkbeard up next versus Kioska. Could Kioska really take this for his team though? 4 minutes, 21% dampening. I think he probably could. He's only got, well, as long as he can fight Trix and Grifka. If he's prepped for Grifka, I think he's going to be a-okay. As long as he doesn't give too many cooldowns through Forkbeard, but the man is not going to go down without a fight. Death Chakra spinning while the man is still Bladestorming. He's still Bladestorming. I love this. I gotta be my favorite Death Chakra bug, but it just continuously spinning. He's just got a perma blender on him. Big stun onto Forkbeard. Does have himself maybe a little bit of survivability. It is going to be a wall that he could use here with a parry. Fiorn Kioska for just a second. Got himself at least some kind of a defense disarm for a moment before got nothing left. Not even a... does get himself a little bit of healing though with the Warlock Hellstone, but not even a Spore Cloak to keep him alive with that second wind healing that you can get from an Absorb. Doing quite a bit of damage to Kioska. Hold on a second. Fork is not out of the game just yet. Does go for a spear. Kioska maybe looking at a big defensive. Hopes to maybe end Forkbeard. Does go for a disarm for a second, but the Dark Iron ratio wasn't enough to remove all of his afflictions. I think it's the disarm, right? It's not a poison or anything. You can't Dark Iron out of that one, can you? Kioska versus Grifka though, that is going to be a little bit rough. Flare down for just a moment. It is going to be the rogue, get himself a proper go versus Kioska. Does go for the fortification of the bear. At least gives himself this rallying cry-esque ability the hunters have gotten recently. Into an exposed shot onto Grifka. Just shock him right after. Maybe quite a bit of damage. It's actually a decent amount of damage. Stun right after. Trinket out of Grifka. Throwing in grenades. Evasion is up for the rogue into a Troll Shell. Manic Bandages churning the attention onto the pet immediately while evasion is active. Trying to see if he can at least get the pet super low. Forcing Kioska to maybe play super defensive. Disarm onto Grifka for just a moment. I think he has himself a shot of Supretti. Doesn't really get himself that proper pet or Sentinel down. Cold Blood. Secret technique, big damage. Kioska does get himself a shield with his Spore Cloak. I think also with his sack. That's a big explosive though out of left field. Shadow Strike for Grifka. Does Kioska have anyone to stop Grifka in his place right now? Because next Eviscerate could be the end of you. Root for just a moment. Smoke Bomb just to give himself a bit of cover. Kioska with a first aid immediately. He needs himself a freezing trap, summon anything cheap shot. I think it's just over. Oh, he tried, man. He tried. That was rough. I think unless you just had like a random freezing trap next to you to anticipate a rogue shadow step, there's only so much you can really do. But at that point, like the rogue can just walk up to you and hit you from like an arm's reach with that acrobatic strikes. So if he sees you drop it out of a trap, he doesn't really have to shadow step. He can just walk up. It's rough, man. It is actually rough. Grifka does get himself a reset. Call of Duty looking for the guy, picking up the eyes, but I don't really know if he's going to be able to find them all that easily. The pillars in this arena in particular do kind of benefit the rogue, sorta. You got the platforms, you got the pillars, there's a long side to them, so you can always sprint around them. So for Call of Duty, you gotta, I don't really know. I guess you just either gotta use the mobility strategy to get around the pillars quickly to find them, that or sit and bear, wait for the rogue to come to you, and that's exactly what happens. Barkskin really early for Duty. Doesn't matter, Grifka still sends a killer shot either way though. Cloak of Shadows could be out for the rogue. That's gonna be a pretty good time for it. Instead goes in for a blind. I think just wants to go for a reset while he's got the dots on him. Druid needs to be extra careful with the rogue, needs to maintain the dots on him at all times. You gotta make sure the rogue is never behind the pillar without a full set of Moonfire, Sunfire, and whatever extra dots you can throw at the guy. You gotta maintain pressure the whole time. Force him to cloak, and then keep the dot pressure the entire time. You got yourself knockbacks. Trying to go, I think, for a bash, but an evasion out of the rogue. Trying to maybe go for a step. It is going to be vanished. Shadow Strike to close that gap. Killing shot right after. Judy is not in a great spot. I think it's going to be Emergency Friends of Regen, but at least has Emergency Friends of Regen together with the Spore Cloak to keep him alive. Renewal right after. Disarm for the rogue. Could go for a cloak. He's just trying to see if he can bait a cloak out of the guy at one point or another. Gouge. Grifka looking for a bit of reset behind the pillar. Judy needs to round the bend and reapply their dots on him as soon as possible. If you can keep the rogue taking damage and in combat, you'll be golden. But if you have the situation where he lands a sap on you, that's not going to feel great whatsoever. Bashing the rogue, has himself a trinket. Kidney shot as Druid finds himself outside of bear form, which is super unfortunate. Grifka, full set of dances. Big secret technique. I think it's just maybe over. Druid at any health. Oh, does get himself at least Heart of the Wild. I don't know if it'll be enough. Interrupted on nature. Maybe go for a heal. Do you even heal? Do you go aggressive? I don't even know if you go aggressive. I don't even know what you do in this situation once you fall behind like that. Smoke bomb for the Cyclone. Oh no. I think it's over, right? I'd be very, very surprised if Druid somehow escaped out of that one. Zivy gonna be up next. Zivy is gonna need to do basically the same, except the one thing he can do as a Shadow Priest that a Druid can is that mobility of a priest. Is just, I mean, my grandma walks faster than a priest. Honestly, even if you were to have a rogue shiv her in the thigh, dude, I mean, Russia, I'm from Russia, so it's a babushka, dude. She walks uphill both ways through snow and sleet and storms. She doesn't care. She'll march on. The priest is slower than my babushka, man. It's like I just don't see it happening. He's even trying to go for a heal. Grifka out the open. Perfect opportunity to get a dab, but the rogue is just overly confident, I think, at this point. The mobility is just not quite there. Zivy can maybe get Grifka out in the open. Catch him. You're going to have to use summon here. That is a cloak. That is a big defensive hold on. Zivy now has himself a chance. No trick out of the rogue. If you have yourself the biggest possible go of fear, set it up. Biggest go ever. Big void eruption. Do you have it? Oh, kind of readjusting a little bit. Trying to catch the rogue. Doesn't let us get him back into combat. No void bolts are attacking him. Needs to get around the pillar as soon as possible. If you can and get a stun on the guy, maybe you could make yourself some kind of a go. That fear was a perfect lineup, but that is just so rough. I don't know if they even had a stun, actually. Maybe they didn't even have a horror for that one. Gotta be a trinket. Silencer to the rogue ain't silencing nothing, though. The only thing the rogue is gonna be silencing, though, is possibly Zivy. Does go for a root. Still able to reach that kick. Oh, man, the extra melee range on rogues is so nice. For everybody but rogues. For literally everybody but a rogue. Couple of stabs. I think Grifka just has it right. Stun to follow. Zivy trying to see if he can crawl his way out of this one. Cheap shot right after him. Handy, this is your chance, man. Time to do it. Trinket immediately for Grifka. Handy with a Barkskin right after Grifka with an evasion. Trying to see if you can dodge any kind of bashes out of Handy. 60% dampening. You ain't gonna be able to heal for much, so tank it up like this. I don't know if that's gonna do it. Trying to drop down an Ursul's. I think that could be good against Rogue if you can plan Ursul's in a good spot. But Grifka catch himself yet another reset. Did you know Grifka's dagger transmog? It is a... What is that? It is a... I'll look at it in just a second. Now that he's killed him. It's a recent one from the trading post. It's a recent mod from the trading post. That's what that is. Pretty sure. Check and confirm or deny. Is that Rogue at the end with 4? That is Rogue at the end with 4. Gaska does take 3 though. At the very least. Well done, well done. Well done, well done. You just gotta keep those dots on Rogue, man. Just gotta keep those dots. He goes to reset. You gotta round the pillar. Not in the melee where he can sap you or gouge you. You gotta run, but like keep your distance to get some dots. Go for a root. Go for Ursos. Go for a knock. Go for something. If you can keep some dots on the guy, he can catch a reset. He'll take consistent damage. Also, you may just have to adjust your build to go for like more of a sustained build. I think that for duels may be better. That or just go full convoke. I feel like you either just go all in for burst or all in for sustain. It looks like you're doing like a little bit of both. Invite. I can probably get a +1 in here. Thank you, no problem. Seems like a friendly one, well-adjusted guy. Change the class. Wait, who? Is that 6 years old? Shadow Priest played? Oh, what's this be over it? I think the Shadow Priest did fine. Ziv, I think, is doing okay. I think it's tough to verse a rogue for anybody. To be honest, you know? Shadow Priests don't really have it easy, and they're better for duels than they have been in previous expansions. That being said, definitely not the easiest class for duels at all, from what we've seen so far. I remember, like, what, beginning of, like, pre-patch, while we're still in Shadowlands, like, DP was healing them for all of their health. Outside of that, in 1v1 scenario, they're kind of good, but you have to play it very specifically. They got more mobility than in the expansion. That being said, every other class has to, so they're still the slowest, even after all that. Now they have to play, they don't get as many insta-casts, it makes it a little harder to play against melee and kicks, so you have to land, like, Mind Flay Insanities, I think. DP, Mind Flay Insanity, and you have to find a way to play around your torrent. You have to be using that a lot more aggressively. But like, if they kick a torrent, there goes a lot of your damage out of the window. That's a little rough. You know what I mean? That's a little rough. Like in a 3v3 situation or 2v2, they're probably a little bit better just because you have like a partner that can maybe help you out here and there. But yeah, outside of that, it can be kind of rough. I've been removed. Are we good? Already? Okay. I didn't see. I didn't see. All right, let's get you guys in here then, yeah. Let's do like Rook or something. Culture the game. Yeah, let's champion other people. I do like to look out for my people though when I can. Satisfaction of kicking you. Oh yeah, all right, I'll let you have that one. That's a free one. That's a freebie. Sam can play. Yeah, Sam could join in. Love how you're doing this, Dal. You make PvP you make PvP a new level. I appreciate it, Nina. I enjoy doing these duels, man. Building the community, hanging out with the boys, hanging out with the homies, gaming. That's what it's all about, man. Let's do Blade's Edge, I guess. Oh no. Sending you guys to the gold edge. The rogue's not a monster, you guys think? You don't think so? Monster Midnight would know, dude. You have monster in your name. But no, yeah. I mean, I guess it depends, right? I guess it depends. I think Grifka is just very careful for a rogue. He likes to play it super carefully. Like he doesn't take risks. I feel like Grifka should take risks. I feel like he could definitely like do a lot more than he currently does in terms of damage. I feel like he could be a lot scarier, but he's like super careful. He just plays around like cold blood secret technique heavily. That's where a lot of the damage comes from. But I think, like, honestly, he could just do a lot more aggressive stuff. He just chooses not to, you know? Where the rogues that I'll point to that do well, that really do impress me, is speed and errorless. Speed, as of recently, a lot more. Like, I love errorless, don't get me wrong, homie. But watching some of the things Speed has been doing recently, I mean, that man's brutal. He's vicious, and I love it. Every second of it. The damage he can put out, oh! Like, Speed sometimes, like, he will go into, like, an LA Shaman, and I'm just like, yeah, not a good matchup. Not much you can do. Go next. And other times he'll just go in, and every one of these eviscerates is just like, oh, he plays into, like, finality so damn well every single time. He'll set up a finality, he'll set up other goes, just to make sure everything is super hard. Oh, it's beautiful. It is gorgeous. Switch. He'll literally throw a secret technique just to get a defensive out of you, just so you can sink in those juicy eviscerates back to back. You know, that was his priority. Wait, Drudy, who are you attacking here? Just the entire team? Morph? Grifka, he just attacked Grifka in the opener. Wait, hold on a second. They don't even know who's going first. The Grifka's already getting blasted out. Hold on, Cloak of Shadows? I think Judy's trying to challenge him. I think he's trying to go for a bit of a 1v1 with the guys. Is that what's happening? The entire team just getting blasted, just trying to figure out who's up next, who's up first. I think Grifka even said he's going to go last at the end of it. But Call of Duty, I think, just wanted blood. Smoke bomb down. As long as you keep the dots on the rogue, you might be okay. You just got to be a little aggressive. Grifka just got to scooting over to the side. I don't know if Judy was trying to get him some dots on the guy or not. Try to go for knock. Grifka's still out in the open. If you get him dotted, you might be okay. Bark skin, bear form? No, just bear form, but that's good. Pre-bearing the stuns, that is where it's at. As Grifka trying to see if he can crack those defenses. Judy actually shadow melding, I think, that final stun at the very, very end there too. Actually. But it looks like Grifka was able to chain those stuns long enough for the dots to fall off. Judy back in bear form. Random thrash would do it. Cat form, that's perfect for Grifka. If he goes in right now, this would be great. Hold on a second. That's exactly where he wants ya. Donna Barkskin, Frenzy Region may help you with that Heart of the Wild. Sporklock barely keeping you alive. You had no helmets over. Hold on a second. Picking up the eyes. I don't, or not. I honestly thought you would have picked up the eyes, but apparently not. Interrupt onto Judy. Unless you got a heal right now. It might be a little bit of a rough one here. Trying to go for a clone. Does he get it? Shadow Meld, Shadow Strike. It is a rough one. Ah. Well, Judy, at least like Grifka wasn't supposed to be the first one out. I think he did say like, I'm just gonna go last. Because I feel like I've had a couple of games here back to back. You asked for that one. You attacked him. He wasn't supposed to be out first. But Zivid trying to see if he can have himself a bit of a go versus Grifka. Just kind of has to. The man got thrust into the front of the arena. He wanted to go dead last at the end of it, honestly. PI up for Zivid. Got himself the Shadow Fiend at the very least. Grifka able to just scout away from the guy. You gotta find a way to close that gap versus Grifka. That or you gotta find a way to Shadow or Death as soon as you get around. Shadow Crashes are huge though. Keeping the rogue in combat, if you can juke him out, force him to Shadow Crash area, that'd be mad. Zivi taking lots of damage though. There goes the Aegis. Does go for the fear. Forcing a trick out of Grifka. This could be huge. Mindful Insanity. As long as you don't get kicked in those, that could be quite a bit of damage to the rogue. Gouge as the silence comes out. Does have a stun in case he needs to. That's going to be Grifka picking up the eyes just to make sure Zivi doesn't get access to those. And if Zivi is careful, he could Shadow Crash. Kind of crashes onto himself. Doesn't really know. I guess maybe lost track of Grifka for just a second. Flash healing before dampening super high is going to help you stabilize a lot though. No more trinket available. Does have a disperse, and that's disperse is really about the only thing he can really do. Secret technique may be really deadly. Viscerates are just doing a lot by itself. Dispersing really late on the Viscerates though may put Civi in a bad spot. Honestly, it looked like he was gonna live the Civices. Now, if he does have a secret technique for you, you don't got trinket unless like you can somehow live for 40 seconds, and maybe unless you got like Spore Cloak, which I don't think you run one. Or maybe it's already got procced earlier. I don't think you got much. You got Shadow Meld. Maybe with a fear, you just gotta buy yourself some time. Zivi gotta find a way to buy himself time unless it's just over. Is it? 20 seconds of trinket? I don't think it's happening. Unless Grifka takes it easy on you. Cheap shot, full go, trinket, cold blood. I think it's done. Zivi, unless you somehow live it. Oh, no. No, I think you gotta be very careful with that disperse. Trinkets and disperse needs to be used for when Rogue does have himself a cold blood secret technique. If you can trinket fade it or disperse it and just rotate those for every single one of them, I think that lets you live. Otherwise, I think you're just gonna be topped off on health, so you can just live those cheap shots and eviscerates for the other goes of the Rogue. I think that's how you gotta do it. I think you just gotta save everything else, otherwise. Oh no. Grifka with the Shadow Blades out in the open though. Athaman hanging out in the center of the arena. Honestly, I've actually seen Paladins and Warriors doing this other thing where they just go to like a corner of the arena. This gives Rogue a lot less cover to work with. Forces Rogue in a corner. Allows you to pop slows, pop stuns, and makes it much harder for the Rogue to reset, because look at this cover that Rogue is using. He got the bridge, he's got the ramp, he's got a lot of line of sight that he can utilize here. So for Atha being out in the middle where Rogue has so much cover he can get behind with, I think he might need to switch up the play. I think random corner, just out in the open, waiting for the Rogue to come to you, might be a lot better than any of these ramps and any of these bridges. As Grifka goes in for a sap, as he picks up the eye. Is he just gonna sap out the eye? He just might, honestly. Cheap shot, looks for a reset. He's just gonna wait out the eye. He's not gonna let you get any value out of it. He's just gonna wait it out. And Athaman trying to see if he can catch him. Dots are up into Grifka from the expurgation I think it's the dot from the Blade's Justice. Atham is not looking all that good right now. The stun. Grifka has a trinket in case he wants to. Big damage out of Atham. Grifka not even worried. Disarm with Atham right after. Atham needs to find a way to ramp up the damage and blast out the rogue. Not having access to weapon. Evasion right after. Not a lot of health to work with. Might be a bubble situation. That could have been maybe a trinket interrupt by Grifka, and I think Atham could have been dead. Casting that close to a rogue, it is brutal. It is risky. Trying to throw out the hammers. He knows the Grifka is going to go for a reset. Does he go for a reset? Smoke bomb for a second. He does get a cheat death out of him. Wait a second. Gouge last second. Hold on. Oh! He's at no health whatsoever. Wait a second. Atho did pick up some damage though. Bubble out of Atho in case things get rough. Grifka got himself Shadow Blades. Atho, does he have a human racial? He does. Does he use it? He uses it with a Wake of Ashes right after Stunner. Grifka trinkets out of it. Hold on a moment. Walter lived the secret technique. Does he live this? Oh my god. That was so close. That was too close for comfort. Kiosk, get in here. Flare down. Catches him. Kill shot. Vanish. Oh no. Oh no. No way. Oh my goodness. Cheap shot out of Grifka before Kiosk can really get himself a setup. The pet stabbed from a far side, couldn't even go in for a sack. Freezing trap, at least Kiosk get himself a bit of a reset. You have Grifka in a good spot. No cloak, actually cloak coming back up very soon. No evasion, no vanish for a good bit. No trinket. Ender right now before you gotta deal more with the rogue. Throwing in grenades back to back. Just needs one big kill shot. Cloak of Shadows up right now. Apparently he didn't run his Cloak of Shadows talent this time around, where Cloak of Shadows gives you that dodge. That kill shot just ignored it entirely. Also, your cheat death just didn't even do anything. Wait, no, he proc cheat death earlier. That's why. That makes sense, actually. Big Wake of Ashes out for Nina. Trying to see if we can deal with Kiosk. Trinket as Kiosk forces it out. That is going to be Survival of the Fittest together with his Spore Cloak, giving you a little bit extra help to work with. Full wings are up for Nina, playing the normal wings instead of the Crusade wing. Stun around the corner. Death Shotgun for Kiosk, blasting out Nina. Shield of Enders to give himself a little bit of cover. Kiosk needs even more of a gap from Nina. If you can make yourself a bit of a distance, Steel Trap helps you, but look at the Nina's range though. They're not even a melee class. They're melee in name alone. Blessing of Protection may not be enough. Oh, it's just removed instantly with a trank shot. Stun right after. Does have himself a bit of damage to work with. This is where Kiosk can try to see if he can bail out. Kill shot could be... Oh, the kill shot at the end does do him in. Well done for Kiosk. Got himself a little bit of range to Nina. That was a rough one. But Kiosk did not really have to spend a lot of defensives or offensives, I think, against Grifka, since the rogue already was kind of spent after the Paladin. That was rough. Yeah, rogue wasn't even supposed to go first, boys. You got the Call of Duty that started attacking it. Grifka already even whispered me like, "Yo, I'm just gonna go last. I'm gonna let the rest of my team play. You guys are the ones that jumped on the rogue." He was just gonna chill. Morph is gonna be up next though versus Kiosk. Being a mage, hunters do have a slight advantage over mages. How? I think it just depends on the physical damage. Just goes right through the clothy armor, but also I think the range and the instant casting and the burst that probably would do it. The burst that probably does a lot of it. All the time for Morph, at least get himself a little bit of health. Iceblock to get himself a bit of recovery, and it looks like Kiosk just kind of bob. What? Did you alter time back to low? Is that what happened? I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words. I am not sure what happened. You were just fine and then your health disappeared. Was it just the fattiest kill shot ever? Was that just the fattiest kill shot that hit you? What was that? It's gonna be leap for Forkbeard, maybe leaping a little too far. Trying to re-engage with Kiosk, disengage, but a charge. Trying to stay on him as best as possible. Catching up a little bit of healing. Quick stun on to Kiosk with the disarm right after. Got himself a little bit of healing. That's gonna be a big death shock. Him just absolutely whizzing past Fork. Tricks walking up, just setting up a port, setting up a gate, just kind of setting himself up for the next go. Because they're up next. They're not attacking. Looked like they were for a second. That gets up for a moment. Spear onto Kiosk. This is where Forkbeard had himself a big go. Big bleed onto Kiosk and needs to find a way to remove this bleed as soon as possible. Forkbeard still surviving. Got himself a little bit of healing. Got himself the pet that he can maybe at least kind of sort of heal from. At least he can generate resources off of to get himself that second one. Ignore pain. Stun for stun. Big kill shots. Kiosk taking him out fairly quickly. with Trix going to be up next. Immediately sending out the pet, going for the kill commands. It's going to be an explosive on to Trix. As the stuns comes out, is going to go for the coordinated assault. Wall up for Trix, just trying to use whatever defenses he can. Kioska having to go for a turtle shell here. Just needs to maintain pressure onto Trix. That is going to be a big old Tyrant. Needs to find a way to stop the Tyrant. Stun on Trix. Needs to land inside these pets as best as you can. You got to line these pets. Mordecai last second. I don't know how you shake these pets off. If you shake these pets off, this Manning Bennett is huge. Wait, Trix is not in a great spot though. Wait, does the Sentinel see ya? No, he doesn't. Big harpoon grenade. Oh, ho, ho. What? How? How do you do that, Kioska? What just happened? Just turned it around. I didn't think it was gonna be Kioska 1v5 over here. What is happening? Oh my goodness, my boy. God, this guy's brutal. This guy is deadly. Just headhunting. Well done. Well done. Lovely. That was well done. Honestly, I feel like if Grifka walked in with full cooldowns, that might have been a lot more challenging to do. But boy, you played that. You took the opportunity. You played well. Played it all the way to the end. Gotta give you credit on that one. That was well done. New keyboard while I'm shaking like crazy. You're good, my guy. You're good. Honestly, this first game jitters. Or how many games have been like? 4th game jitters? However many we had. Let's get ourselves another one going, boys. Let me know if you guys got groups. We'll get another one up and running. Maybe we'll get some more new bodies. So far we had really long games. That one's actually kind of shortish for the first time ever. Ready and ready? All right. I guess we'll do Black Rook Hold this time. Tried to queue you guys for Rook last time. Didn't really work out. All right, Grifka. I think I don't know if Grifka is gonna go back to being like last or whatnot. I have no idea. It's just he meant to go last that game we just played. I have no idea if that's still the case. We'll find out. Also, I would like to shift you guys around different teams if possible, or at least get your bodies. Arenado's getting new skin color for 10-2. I don't think so, but Druids are getting new forms, as far as we know. Yeah. So no. So no, yeah. Yeah, no. But yeah, but no. But no, yeah. There's no good way to say it. Yeah, it's a no. But yeah. Your name, dude. Your name. I don't think so. I think it's only Druid forms, but not else. They did get recently like tattoos. Oh, maybe, right? It's still PTR, right? It's still pretty early into PTR, so maybe they'll add them something new for customization. They seem to add something with every patch, whether it's a major and minor. Big and small patches get something, so who knows? I don't think they did recently. Love the survival, well done. Kiosk is one of my favorites, man. My favorite survival in EU. Twitch. Gonna be Zivi first up with the stun, immediately reflected by Forkbeard. Super unfortunate, but Zivi trying to go for big void eruption. Then there's gonna be a bunch of horror bolts out. Forkbeard trying to see if he can go for a trinket, but another bolt reaches him yet again. Storm bolt getting sent in, but a lot of his healing is getting denied, as well as a good old slow from the Syphe. And Void Torrent does go for the leap. Interrupt, a little bit too far of a leap, but just close enough in order to get himself quick pummel, right? I guess when you pummel, like what? Do you punch him like do you punch a caster in the gut? Do you pummel him in the gut just to like knock the spell out of their hands? Just a quick pummel, just one bias. Slapping that Void Torrent out of the hands of Zivi. Trying to go for sanities, but Forkbeard recovered a ton of health. Look at this man looking like a wizard right now. What is happening? Does go for the Dark Iron Racial, maybe a little bit too early. Got himself full dots. Removed is going to be reflect, but Zivi not going to be able to get himself full insanity flay at this point. Trying to go for a couple of blasts, but Forkbeard looking very, very, very survivable right now. I love your Mog, man. Actually looking like a wizard. Where's the Zivi? Who's a better caster? Zivi, the Master of Shadows, or Forkbeard, the Master of Decayed? That is so good. Does drop down on Siphon. You may want to start killing those things. That is quite a slow. Like Forkbeard takes a lot of damage. He's just a juggernaut. Just going to keep waddling at you. Reflect up immediately. Stormbolt to follow. I don't know if Reflect will get much value. Not with a Fear. Does have Berserkers for this one. Charging back in. Disarming the Priest. Love to see it. What is this? Some Pill of Strats. Disarm the Mage. Bladestorm right after. Zivi trying to get himself a little bit more recovery. Shields are up. Defenses are available. Maybe looking at some of those. Mind Flay. If you get interrupted on Shadow, could be really bad. Does go for a kick. Doesn't quite connect. It is a juke for Zivi. That disperse barely keeping you alive right now. Only 10% dampening, but the healing it does is kind of small. At least getting some dots out of Forkbeard, able to blast with his shield. Reflect us up, trying to make sure he doesn't get anything bad reflected at himself. Mind Blast is ready. Mind Games to follow. Could be kind of big. Zivi, if you got some DP, if you can juke out a kick out of Forkbeard, could be big. Void Torrent actually getting quite a bit of value. Forkbeard, there goes the big heal for Fork. With a parry, Fear into Zivy, Warbreaker right after, maybe in a bad spot. It's gonna be Execute City. If you get interrupted right now, it could be really bad. I think it's over. Hold on a second. Flash heal. 2, 3, float. Root. You still, how are you alive? How are you alive? Form your trinkets out of the root just to see if you can take it down. Does he have himself a trinket or a kick? Try to go for a kick. That's gonna be eruptions back to back. I don't know if Zivy makes it out of this one alive though. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Try to see if you can get some damage onto Fork. With a Void Torrent stun, I don't think you can do anything. Yeah, bleeds to follow. Does get himself the Aegis right after. Forbeard making sure to recharge back to Zivy in that execute range yet again. Zivy just needs a little bit more damage on the Fork. Trying to go for a heal. Interrupt on a Holy. Could be opportunity for Shadow, but I think it's just an execute. The bleeds do take it down. Well done for Fork. Well done, well done. Who's up next? Is it going to be Trix? No. It is going to be my man Atho, trying to give Forbeard at least a bit of an honor duel. The faster you get in there, Atho, the lower the dampen is going to be. So you may want to hurry up as best as you can, though. If anything, I think it does look like Grifka may be going last, so Atho could maybe figure out like a way to separate his cooldown. So you kind of use like, say, bubble here, blessing a spell ward in there, another bubble here, and then save a blessing protection for the rogue. Maybe you can find a way to like tally him up. So you have someone available for every competitor. Big damage to the Fork. The man's got no defenses anymore. He doesn't have the Spore Cloak. Parry wouldn't do anything against the holy damage. Trying to see if he can give himself at least a little bit of DR, but Atho is going to ramp up all this damage. And if you can take this momentum onto Morph right now, that'd be huge. Morph in the Viz, I don't even know if he wants to come out in the open though. Breath of the Bad Poly right after. Atho will not be able to get out of this one. Try to go for a big hit at the very, very, very end though. If you can take this momentum and carry it on, nah, that's unfortunate. But May actually is going to use Bubble immediately for Morph. He does himself quite a bit of damage. Or no, he actually never... Did he complete it? No, he does have damage. Wait, where does he buff for the Arcane Surge? Do not run the buff or is it... Or no, it's there. It's just very, very faint. A lot more faint than I remember. Like a blue little aura that mages get. It looked like he didn't have it for a good moment. I thought like, are you not running... like the buff for it? It's going to be an ice block right after. Zathaman at least able to force out an immunity out of the guy. Go Team 1. We'll try to see how they do, yeah? New forms are going to be cool. Yeah, they look really, really good. We can't test them yet, but they look really good like on data mining at the very least. Morph with a bit of the alter time. Athaman trying to keep the pressure rolling onto the Mage. Does he have the damage he needs though? He's got himself hammers thrown in. It's going to be Ring of Frost. Interrupts it immediately. No ice block at the ready for Morph. And I think it's just going to be over. Yeah, that's rough. After the ice block, he kind of just he just lost a lot of that momentum afterwards. It's gonna be a full wings out of Nina, immediate blind out of Athaman, breaking out of that stun. Just gonna take the Nina's wings, not Crusade wings, so not the scariest wings, but it's gonna treat him with the respect necessary. Blessing. Oh no, Shield of Vengeance is up for Nina. I was gonna say Blessing Protection, but no, Shield of Vengeance is just Shield. Nina still has a lot of pressure ready for Atha, but he's just trying to avoid Nina entirely. Can she catch up at all though? She maybe has a stun, maybe anything. Wings it down for a good bit, so Atha's gonna be fine. Got himself the Crusade Wing, so this is where Nina may be on the back foot unless they can just out heal Atham. And last time it seemed to have worked out pretty well. They were able to just outlive him with immunities. Blessing of Protection with a stun to follow. Atha does not have an out for this one. Got himself a Spore Cloak. Will need to be looking at defensive Shield of Vengeance right after. Can at least do a lot of holy damage through the Blessing of Protection. Blessing of Protection falls off finally. Full damage ready for Atha. Shield of Vengeance still is available. Is going to throw in a couple of hammers back to back into Nina, trying to see if he can end it as soon as possible before dampening it super, super high. Immediate stun by Trix onto Atha, but he got himself Blessing of Spell Warden, not a Blessing of Protection. A lot of this spells do physical damage. You're not stopping a lot of this damage. Got himself Battle Masters. The man is not in a great spot, Atha. You may just want to line of sight, run away from these pets, run away from Trix. Oh no, he's so low. Blessing of Protection might have actually been better. These pets do so much physical damage. You might just die. Hold on a second. Oh no. As soon as Battle Masters fell off, all that health gone. That is rough, man. That is rough. Vlad is going to be up next. Try to see if he can have himself a proper go versus Trick. Vlad, I don't think you ever got to play it all so far, did you? You meet up board for Tricks though. Vlad trying to see if he can back up out of there for just a moment. Got himself full Crusade Wings at the ready, but it's going to be Mortal sending him out. Letting the pets, just like with Atho, let the pets terror up these Paladins little by little. Trying to heal, but unless you're playing for the flash heal where you can actually cast it, not the instant cast version, You can't just sustain yourself. You can only use it every 6 seconds. You have to get in like a battle paladin. A little bit of damage, a little bit of healing, do a little bit of everything. But the man has got a low bubble out. This is where Tricks, if you just live some way, somehow, looking for a port, does get himself a port before he gets himself locked down by yet another hammer of justice. If you can avoid the guy's stun around the corner, well done. Swing it by the guy. Maybe a Mortal Coil at the ready. I don't even know if he can track Mortal Coil. Dark Pact is at the ready though. Quite a lot of damage to the Vlad. He doesn't have much to really work with blind unless the man get himself Spellboard and a Bop. Which one do you use in this situation? Because you can Bop and reduce a lot of the physical pet damage, but like Demon Bolts and the Tyrant are still gonna slam right through you. Or you Spellboard him, and then you don't take damage from the Demon Bolts or the Tyrant, but the rest of the pets are still gonna chew right through you. This is a lose-lose situation. There goes the Tyrant. He decided he's just gonna go for Lay on Hands instead. He doesn't want to go for choosing immunity. Just gonna give himself a little bit extra health and hope that it'll be enough. Trick's trying to see if he can get himself a cast without getting interrupted. Hand of Goldan's coming in. Dreadstalker's Tyrant is out in the open. Maybe gets one good cast onto Vlad, but looks like Vlad does go down. Just crushed by the army of the demons. Well done for Tricks though. Taking out 2 paladins in a row, with Kiosk gonna be up next. The earlier sending pets of Kiosk, the better that's going to be. Kiosk does have an advantage the way he does have a pet of his own. He could even use the pet Taunt to control a lot of the pets by Tricks. That or just go in and just nuke Tricks, take him out of the game entirely. With a flank and strike, couple of kill shots, couple of grenades, that's it. Apparently that's all it takes. You don't even need the whole like taunter thing. You just need to get in there and do the most amount of damage in the world. The most unholy amount of damage ever. Grifka swinging by, blind to Kiosk with his short cheap shot right after him. Does go for a little bit of health. May not be enough. The Spore Cloak. That's a lot of defenses getting used. At least you got yourself a little bit extra, like a hunter version of Rallying Cry while you're low on health. At least you have that. Trinket immediately out of Grifka does force out a turtle out of Kiosk. Grifka's still just staying in the aggressive 46% dampening. Trying to deny Kiosk any kind of resets whatsoever. Camo. Got himself a clean camo. I'm surprised your pet rushed out of there so fast. Oh, that's so good. How does the Hunter's Mark at Grifka? He doesn't have a Cloak of Shadows. Wait, actually, he doesn't have a trinket either. Wait, Kiosk. He doesn't have a trinket. He doesn't have a cloak. He has a vanish. He has evasion. Breathing Trap. Somehow breaks it. Gouge Kiosk. Doesn't have a trinket for this one. Oh, I think it's over, right? Oh, no. Oh, Grifka. That is a rough one. That is a rough one. I think you had yourself a really good go. I think your pet might have attacked him while you had him in a freezing trap. And if that didn't break, you would have been fine. You would have been okay. Grifka versus Druid. At this point as a boomkin, I don't know, man. You got about 40 seconds before that Cloak of Shadows back up, so you better be extra careful. That or you gotta be extra aggressive. Send all of your damage. Don't let Grifka catch any resets whatsoever. As soon as you're out of stuns, as soon as you got DRs on that, you gotta go in. Do as much damage as you can. But I don't know, Judy, you will have to play either super aggressive or, well, even if you play a bursty or a sustainy, you will have to play aggressive, I think. Yeah, that's rough, man. I had 5 hamstring crits? What do you mean hamstring crits? Wait, hamstring? How much damage does a hamstring even do? Broke my traps? Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Happens, honestly. You probably press like, you probably have like kill command or something tied into your pet attack or something. You threw it on a freezing trap and kind of maybe press kill command expecting, or maybe press another ability. Maybe the pet just kind of had an auto attack queued in. Who knows, right? I'm gonna just one Dragon's Breath win. Yeah, that's pretty good, I guess. Wait, is that all it takes to win? One Dragon's Breath, you good? Guess you gotta start somewhere, right? Bashed by Druid on to Grifka. With the disarm right after, maybe a Cloak of Shadows for Grifka? No, just gotta sit it, just gotta take the damage. Druid trying to ramp up a little bit, kidney shot right after. Does not go for I was gonna say innervate. No, incarnation just yet. Heals, but at 59% dampening, it's barely doing anything. Spore Cloak appeared for half a second, and it's gone. Heart of the Wild to maybe keep yourself alive here, trying to knock the rogue back, maybe clone? No, just vanished. Shadow Strikes right after it. Yeah, unless you went in for like some big damage, I think it's just over. Disarm, Cloak, Trinket? Oh, it's over. That is a rough one. That is a rough one. After does pick up 3 though. Well done. Well done, well done. Griffin's afraid of an honorable duel. You mean versus Kiosk? When is the last time? Has Grifka ever done an honorable duel actually? Like intentionally? I feel like him and Kiosk honor duel. That I would have loved to see that. Actually, you make a good point. I would have loved to see that. That would have been great. Need +1. Alright, invite. We can see if we can get you guys a +1 in here. If you guys want to join, we got a spot right now. I'm have Acid pass my lead. I'll delist. You probably listed in the same spot. I'm just gonna. You probably did exactly in the same spot. So me unlisting probably makes no sense. But I'm just gonna do it anyway. Trying to make a group. Otherwise, if there's someone to replace the team, I'd be happy. I can get you in. I can book you in right now. Got a spot. Lunatic, we can get you in here, my guy. Vlad, are you Vlad? Because I could get. So if you're Vlad, I'll get you in. Or if you're somebody else, man, book me in. Tress, Grook, Grook. I want to get you in too. Party's full. That's why. Hold on. Convert to raid. Lunatic, I'll get you in. Grifka. We have at least two. So what? 2, 3? At least 2 that want to play. Also, Tressa. Also, gotta get you guys in here too. We gotta rotate some people in, man. We gotta rotate some new bodies in here. Name of the song. This one. I'll just get you a link. That link should give you the mix that we listen to, and it should be on the song that we're listening to right now. We're 5. I know you guys are 5, but I'm thinking we should probably rotate at least some bodies, yeah? I don't know who. Any, mini, miny, mo, maybe? Or we could see if anybody volunteers. You guys don't have to leave, but if anybody wants to leave, give somebody else a chance to play, or whatever. Скажи на русском, я по-русски чуть. Ты так много говорю, по-английски лучше мне. Я не понимаю. Now, how do you say it in Russian? Because I'm even trying to figure out what I want to say in English. But if you guys want to join Team Grifka, you don't have to leave. But if you want to volunteer a spot for someone else, we wouldn't say no to that, I guess. I don't want to kick him out, man. Перемешка? Something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Да, думаю, да. I think... Не помню, что это слово, но думаю, да. Звучит нормально. He said, I think he said the word, it's called перемешка. I think it's called like to mix things up a little bit. It's like a verb. Russian words are very specific. There's no like, I mean, there's like words like if you want to say dog, собака, cat, кошка, or kisa, or multiple other words for it. Same thing. But перемешки is kind of like mixing things up or changing things up. It's like a very specific word you would use in a very specific way. I think, at least. It sounds about right. I don't remember, dude. Evokers did, not as much now. I think last time we had a lot of Evokers, Mr. Machine, is when we had Trill playing Augie. Yeah, it's when we had Trill. I don't want to kick out Nina. I don't want to kick out Nina. We actually have like what, 1, 2, 3. So we only got 1 spot. I want to see if we can get 2 spots. Yo, Morph or Tricks. Do any of you boys, you don't gotta, but do any of you want to volunteer a spot for a homie? I'm gonna list this real quickly. But if any of you guys want to let's volunteer a spot, that's all. I'm not gonna force you out. We got a spot at least though. Nina doesn't gotta go. Nina's only got a handful of games. Nina can stick around. Lockhead. I was gonna get Tressa in here because they've been waiting too. Vlad too. Yeah, well, at least get Tressa in here. Vlad, I try to get you in as whenever I can. Yeah, I'll try to do when I can. All right. Well, I'm gonna give it a second. It tricks and everybody. I want to at least click 1 damage spell in the Mage. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I'm not, it's one of those like if you guys want to go you can, or if you gotta go. But like I don't want to kick you out either. I can only get so many boys in. Look, oh man, we should make a whole nother team then. For like a Vogue. I will when I got a free spot, friend. I do want to get new fresh faces in, man. We gotta get like a 3rd person that does these groups a lot and make a 3rd group and we can just rotate you guys in. Ban rogues, I feel cheated. I didn't ban rogues. I won't ban rogues until the chat like overwhelmingly says ban rogues, man. This Marshall will be fun for sure, for sure. Well, I guess we'll close it, yeah. For now, we'll close it. Alrighty, Grifka, let me give you back lead. Okay, I think we're good. We only got one swapped in, but it's okay. The night is young, and it is getting late, and I think eventually we are gonna have people going night-night. What's an arena we haven't done in a while? Did we just go through all of our arenas, man? The Grand? Lunatic. Wait, did he get to play? Ban Rogue without Grifka, I had to slap him. I got you in for one of them at least. Man. What arenas do we do, man? Gonna find the thing. No, I lost it. Spectator match. Half a man. Full car. Okay, why didn't Griffey go first in the main event? Oh, really? Is that what we're doing? Man. Maybe. If he wants to. Let's do another grand, man. Let's do another grand. Okay, yeah, Grifka is saying, I think he's saying he wants to go 5th. I think he's saying he's gonna go 5th. Like he's gonna go last for his team. Yeah, it's whatever we want to do. It's a coaches. I want ban rogues for the night unless the chat like says, yo, we gotta do a vote. Ban rogues or not. Just for the night. We do them almost always on the EU. I don't know, we don't do them on an 8 that often. I feel like it's because we have Seamer come in and every rogue disappears. He's the man that couches every rogue in the world, and then when Seamer comes in, gets a couple of games, we see no rogues, Seamer pops out, it's all the rogues playing again, so at least you don't see like a whole lot of rogues. Fair enough. Monk, nice. Yeah, Monk is good. I definitely want to see Teresa in here. Wasn't Teresa in last week too? I think they were. Twitch. Team 1 has got ourselves Atherman ready to go. Call of Duty team. We got Grook joining back in. Oh, with a big old Fury Warrior kiosk in the back, as well as Zivy versus Grifka. Saturn is going to go last in his team. Very, very fair. Very, very kind of you. Teresa is a Drenai with the blue. No, this isn't. I don't think this is a face we have seen so far. I think it's a new name. I thought Teresa was a different kind of monk, but that's. No, not, I don't think we ever had. Is that Lightforged true? That's Lightforged. I don't think we had a Lightforged monk before. Trix, we got Nina, we got Morph as well on that team. And no, normal Drenai. Hold on, racials. That is a normal Drenai racial. Do you have the new eyes though? Yellow, yeah. Wait a second. Actually, it doesn't look like Lightforged. Hold on a second. I just put the two and two together since they got new like demon customizations. Although yellow eyes don't really feel are very, very demon-y. Gonna be Druid getting blasted out in the back with a Fist of Fury whirling Dragon Punch. I feel like I haven't seen that ability in a while. Massive Fist of Fury back to back during the Serenity. Druid can't go anywhere. Trying to go for a cycle. Mad kick. Oh, Teresa. What is this kick? Just a big old hoof upside the head. What is happening? Grook charging out. Trying to see if he can get himself a go. Teresa, do you have enough defenses to deal with Grook? Monks are not super durable. You have to rotate someone for this Furious Warrior. Trying to charge out of the way into a parry as the charge comes in. Stormbolt to follow. Grook trying to see if he can deny the parry. Mad Blades, and Teresa is going to pour it out. Looking for reheal. Grook not even giving you a breather. Teresa, no, he'll charge. Oh, Karma last second. Do you just burn through his Karma? Do you execute right through it? Do you just skip pounding the damage? And I think you just do. I think you just go pop a reflect, reduce some of the magic damage, just keep trucking on, as Teresa may need some kind of extra defensive. Got him some Fist of Fury, keeping him alive, but barely. Looking for a slow one to Grook, unless you got anything in cap. Oh, and the execute just comes through with Grook doing quite a bit of damage. 200k right stun kick. Yo, monks are looking kind of good. I don't know if their next tier set with 10-2 is gonna make him that strong, but like you gotta get at least you gotta get a 200k kick, then like a pretty fatty blackout kick into another 200k kick with cooldown reduction. That is gonna be kind of nice, honestly. As a monk, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Morph with a bit of an ultra time. Greg is gonna back up for just a second. Got himself Greg, don't. I see a lot of people strafing back and forth as a melee. I totally get it. but strafing in and out of a ring of fire is probably a really bad idea. You're just stacking up that dot damage and it's just gonna hurt long term. He's a Fury Warrior, so Bloodthirst is just gonna heal him just fine. But man, don't do that to yourself. Let's get us another mix going instead. Another song out of this one. Actually, let me skip that one too. Grook just putting in the pressure into Morph. Man, try to see if he can back up out of it. Looking for a couple of instant casts, but I think he's instant casting blasts into his face. Isn't he? Is gonna go for a polymorph off of a breath. Morph needs to get himself a setup right now. He's got a lot of cooldowns ready. I just need a second to be able to execute everything. Got himself touching the Mage, interrupt on Arcane, Ice Block right after. Shatter Throw! This man is prepped with a Shattering Throw. Didn't give him a chance. Cutting the boy down before he had a moment. Charging Nina immediately. Reflect a Hodge back on Nina. You better keep careful. Nina, this man means business. Blessing and Protection does not have a shadow for this one. Leaping to literally another zip code, another state of mind. The man just leaped out of that situation so far away. Shield evaded up for Nina. Grook does have a big defensive for this one. He could just see if he can man mode this. That is immunity for Nina. They don't have anything for a while. No bubble for a good bit. Grook won't have an answer for the bubble, but he could just truck on the damage. Defensive stance, maybe even rotate a big defensive of his own. Does he have any cooldowns available? Does have recklessness. Maybe this could be enough. Stun. Does Nina have a bubble for this one? There's going to be a bubble. Does Grook have an out? He may just be looking at a big cooldowns here. Trinket still available. He could go for a trinket. Doesn't want to do it yet. Doesn't want to run away. He's not running out. He's not pressing defensive. He's just hanging in. Staying calm, staying collected, definitely more calm than I am. Next Hodge for Nina could be huge, so to get a proper Hodge. Executes out of Grook could be really, really deadly. Trinketed, I don't even know what you trinketed. But Grook does end up taking it down. My goodness. Grook more like a crook, because this man just stole all your health with those executes and rampages. Mortal Coil as the Stormbolt connects. It's pretty good with the Stun Retro. Trinkets out of it with the Reflect Tricks. Might just have to figure out a way around this one. Is going to send out anyone with pets of Grook. May just have to go for big heals. I think he's going to have to wait until Tyrant is out and then fear all these pets to everywhere. Probably has himself a leap, got him some big defenses, Tyrant is out, maybe fear all those things. There goes the fear on the pets, kind of tricks is out in the open by himself. Not a lot of defenses left. Wall, Dark Pack has been used already. Big bleed by Grook. Needs to land us at these pets. Quick interrupt on the tricks. Does he just go down execute? Oh my god, big leap. Oh, I don't think he even executed him. I think it was just a leap and just the force of this man, just the weight, the pressure just collapsed on the shoulders of the Warlock. It's just a lot to deal with. Big secret technique. Is this gonna be the fall of Grook? The hero of the Horde, the hero we needed all night tonight, trying to see if we catch up to Grifka. Just gotta keep trucking at it. If Grifka, he's gonna have to go for some dots and auto attacks. Grook, if he can get away from the rogue, just not take damage for a bit. The secret technique. Second one will start kicking in. Does he have a rupture on you? Shadow step into you. Cheap shot. Grook got nothing. I think it's just over for Grook, yeah? Yeah, it's just not much you can do. Unless you got a secret technique reset, there's only so much that can be done. Well done, Grook, man. I loved it. I want to see Grook, dude. Can somebody give this man like the Horde equivalent to like a Medal of Honor? Like this guy, the fallen champion. I miss you already. Gonna be Athel with a stun into Grifka, forcing a trinket out of him. Also trinket or human rage forced out of Athaman as well. Grifka not really bailing out of here entirely. He doesn't actually have a way to bail out anymore. No vanishes. It says like 2 charges of vanish are up, but the cooldown is up. Is that like bug? That might be a bug actually. Sap off of that reset. Blind by Atho, making sure you get himself a proper go. Grifka in the stealth. Actually, no, get caught out. Next stun could be really deadly. Who is this gonna be? Getting shot by the rogue? Does Atho bubble it? He might just have to bubble. Cloak? No cloak. No, but he does go for a reset. Wake of Ashes doesn't quite connect to the rogue. That is super unfortunate. Atho, man. Oh man, oh man. I almost want to have Atho res Grook. Not for Grook to go play again, but just so we can like witness the man, right? Just so we can just witness the guy. Witness the boy. Sap into Atho. Grifka does not have a trinket out of this one. If Atho has himself a big go, this could be an opportunity. Cheap shot with, oh no, Grifka with the resets. If you give this man a pillar, he's gonna hide behind it. If you ever, oh, Wake of Ashes gets him out. I was gonna say like, if you give a man, if you give a man to fish, and try to convert it to rogues with pillars, but I'm obviously not smart enough for stuff like that. Gonna be a go by Grifka. Secret technique, big damage, no wall by Atha to dampen that one. It's gonna be big hits back to back. Grifka does himself an out with one vanish. Gouge trying to see if he can catch himself a clean reset without having to burn a vanish. Mobility out for Atham. Final record to Grifka. Big damage to the rogue. Does go for the vanish. Waker Vashes almost connects. If only he somehow randomly turned to the right, I feel like the damage would just kept going on and on. Got Grifka super low. Is gonna go for a shadow step. Cheap shot. Bob for Atho. Grifka does not have an out for this one. 2 seconds on the vanish. 1 second on the vanish. Does himself the shadow steps. Could vanish any moment. Does go for the vanish unless he gets randomly caught. Blind. Does Atho realize he got him out? He doesn't realize it. He did get him out. If only he had consecration to the left instead of to the right, he would have definitely had him. That is so unfortunate. Oh no, he doesn't even realize he was that close. Trinket back up for the rogue. Has himself an evasion. Blind available. Athaman's gonna have to find a way to respond this one. Is this a wall? No wall. Oh, he does have a wall angle for that one. No wall, but that is a Spurkle with a lay on hands, catching up to the rogue. Quick stun. Does it force a trinket out of him? It surely does. He doesn't want to find out if this damage is going to be enough to trinket and a blind for Atham. Maybe get around, maybe judgment. Oh, I feel like maybe if he didn't burn that global onto a self heal, that wreck almost connected to it. That is insane. I feel like if Athaman didn't burn a heal on the flash heal around the corner, maybe judgment to get Grifka in combat, but like he wasn't gonna trust it. He wasn't going to trust it. He decided, I'm just going to focus on my self-healing, especially while Crusade is active, which is your big opportunity to get yourself a big kill. Grifka scurrying away in spite of out, trying to find himself a nice hidey hole away from Atha. No trinket available. Going to be a shadow step. Nice cheap shot. Trinket out of Atha. Does he have a stun for this one? Grifka does have a dance. Shadow Blade's evasion. Vanish available in a few seconds. Stunned, but you don't have the big Crusade. Do you have the damage though? Trying to see if you go for range. Blinded to Grifka. He's just going to go for a vanish. Actually, did he try to go for a gouge? He can't even gouge you for a second, I guess. Or for 4 seconds specifically. Vanish could be bad. Does give you a shield for you. Gouge this time around. Grifka still in combat some way somehow. Atha maybe can catch up. Trying to see if he can pony, but no hand of freedom. He's going to slow him down quite a bit. Dropping on consecration. Not quite quick enough. Grifka is just going to play this one slow, man. Dampen to 50%. Atha does have a bubble coming back up. If Grifka isn't careful, chat, shush, don't tell Grifka about us. But Bubble's back up. If Grifka isn't careful, Bubble in those 9 seconds could be the turnaround that Athaman needs. I don't know how he's looking on that Crusade. But if Grifka does have Cloak, big secret, no wall for that one. Bubble out, Grifka with a stun. Oh, so second hole, baby. Whoa. Maybe Atha gets something going on. Vanish last second. Consecration walking back into it. Is there a doubt on him? Xperg. He got his Spurg. Atha should be able to catch him. Judgment at least puts him in combat. Grifka with a gouge. Does he have a stun for this one? Atha doesn't have anything for this one right now. He does not go in for damage. Blind instead. Shadow Blades. Oh, getting a shot. Shield of Venus. If Atha can maybe get a Shield of Venus in between, wall this off really early. Spore Cloak comes back in last second. Shield of Venus needs to be your first global. Does get it. Grifka has a vanish back up. Just how much Atha? Blind. He vanished. Glare, he still finds you. Oh, gets him out in the open. Cheat death right after Cloak or Shadow's gouge. Last second, do you have enough to finish him? You gotta get in there. Tell me you got the mobility. He's charging in. He's making moves. He's trying to get in there. Sabbed by the rogue, though, does get away from Atha long enough to get himself a reset. Cheap shot. Oh, that is brutal. That was just brutal, man. The back and forth. It was so close. Flare down. Grifka does get spotted. Hunter's mark on him. Kiosk is going to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes against Grifka. Trinket really early for Grifka. Are you teabagging? Are you teabagging? Is that what's happening? I think he just called it quits, right? He's just like, hey, it's over. I'm done. Yeah, oh, come on, Grifka. Okay. I don't like when you guys give up like that, but I guess, like, what do you do there, right? What do you do? Grug, though, man. Stole my heart, stole the show. I love that, man. The close one versus Grifka and Atha. I honestly feel like that could have gone either way. It came down to the wire. My goodness. I like that one a lot. That was great. Lunatic. That's French. I don't know how to read French. I want to watch myself. Yeah, we get you in here. If you guys need more bodies, Kolka and Atha, let me know. Do we need more bodies? Because we got plenty of people that want to replace them. Unless it's like that time of the night. 3. Okay, cool. Got it. Grook made himself loved. I love Grook, man. Easy, Grifka. Come on, man. It says easy. That was a really good duel versus Paladin, though. Very well done. Very well done. Holy Saya stronger? Oh, come on. That being said, Holy Saya and you have dueled each other, and Holy Saya did spank you a couple of times, didn't he? To be fair, Holy Saya have gotten a couple of 1-ups on you in a 1v1. I think it's just the way Holy Saya approaches cooldowns a little different. He's hanging out by the eyes and using immunities to catch you. So that's a pretty big advantage. We got a spot. Pass me. Yeah, we go. We got a spot, boys. Uno mas, one spot, real quick. I want to get a Hunter. He signed up earlier, but I also got a Feral Druid trying to get in here as well. Get in here, boys. Holy's amazing. Holy's really, really good. Also, we need one more from my man, Atho. Atho, list your group real quickly. We can get both the Druid and the Hunter in for your group. Invite, please. Barak wants to join. I kind of want to send Barak to your team, Atho. I'm going to send you... Atho, man, if you do list the group, look out for a Feral Druid named Barak. B-A-R-R-A-A... Oh, B-A-R-R-A-K-K. Barak. Defensive for the rogue. Yeah, that's a rough one. Barak tried to set up. I was gonna send you with Atho because we needed +1 for each. But I'll write in. Yeah, I mean we could get you in on this group too. We'll need a +1 for either one anyway. Athoman is OG. Dude, Athoman is OG. Athoman was doing some weird stuff. At least I thought it was weird at first. When he was running adaptation as a Paladin. But then, it was like those days where Paladins had like a trinket from their artifact weapon, human racial, normal trinket, and adaptation. There was no way to stop him. And I still love a lot of those plays. I feel like that is one class that could still do it. Got 2 people missing. We will fill. Okay, we'll get Barak for this team, and we'll go help out Team Atho, and we'll try to see if we can fill. But we got a couple of spots here, boys. We'll do list, make Grifka lead. Invite. Lunatic is in, so we'll try to see if we can get him in. Looks like you guys are missing 2, right? I can maybe look through my real ID. Yes, we got 3. We're missing 2. If you guys want to join us, where's the groups listed? Here we go. Groups are listed in the same spot. LG, Rage Legacy. Let me see if I can maybe invite a couple more homies. Anta is already in game. Kiosk is already here. Asta's already here. Appreciate you guys for joining us, by the way. I want to see if Alex wants to join in. Hey. Want to join some 5V5 1v1 DUELS friend? Let's see. Karner, Keisuke is already in arena. Grifka is in. Lunatic is in. Grook, I love it. Lucio is a more PvE guy nowadays. Malfurin, I keep asking, but he doesn't really respond to me because I guess he hates me. Jake Paul, huh? Why's the name Jake Paul? Frostboss? Hey, hold on. Let me see if Frostboss is joining in. Hey, wanna join 5V5 1v1 DUELS friend? It is kind of late over in the EU, isn't it? Hey, friend. Duels tonight? Got 2 spots. We can get you in here. 1,000 times CC to advantage truffle. Yeah, dude, rogues do have a lot of CC advantages. And now that me and my GM were talking about it a little bit, like he saw that rogues are doing really good on PTR, and it's like, oh, that's not where you guys want to be. You want to be in that kind of situation where you are, get an eye boss. Sorry, all good, friend. All good, friend. Let me see if Tasty wants to join in. He's probably doing stuff though. Hey, Tasty, wanna join a 5V5 1v1 DUELS thing tonight? I'm gonna ask him real quick. I don't know, Tasty, haven't joined these in a good while, but maybe he'll say yeah. Unless melee shamans in these. But he was saying like rogues are doing really good right now, and that's not where you want to be. You want to be flying under the radar. Right now, rogues are in a bit of a spotlight. So he has a point. I am hoping, like, I'm sure we're gonna get like tune and stuff. I'm hoping that the playstyle we got stays. I'm not even worried about like the damage, just the playstyle specifically. Because damage, I mean, it's gonna go up and down. There's nothing we can do about it, so I don't try to control it. That being said, my man Grifka out here. Too many 1v5s, man. You gotta get rogues nerfed ahead of time, because rogues are only gonna get stronger than this. Like if you're like already annoyed by rogues now. Sounds good, friend. Doing some threes. So he's doing some threes, man. Just chilling with homies. Wait, hold on. Hey, Zakari. Hey, Zakari. Wanna join a few 5v1 Duels, friend? Got a few more in us tonight. Could be like 1 or 2. I don't know how many more you guys want to go for. But yeah, rogues are only gonna get stronger than this, right? Only stronger. Hell, they started taking out some of the tools already, like that AoE stun, AoE kidney, gone. We will never be able to play with that one. That was gonna be a fun ability. That was gonna make subtlety like the play for Mythic Plus, gone. So now I think you're either gonna play Outlaw or Assassination, because that damage is looking really good. Subtlety is the only one that's behind on damage right now, which is weird. We should do PTR duels so I can meme inside people with Boomy. I mean, what? I am down. Yeah, I'd be down to do it next week. I need to ask a bunch of the regulars who do duels, who want to join duels, like Night King and Chicago, Seabark, EU boys, see if Krago will be down to join in PTR. If we have like at least like 8 people to join PTR duels next week, I'd be down. I will be down. I think that'd be really, really cool. Because there's a gear vendor, so you can buy all the gear, all PvP gear. There's a tier set vendor to get all the tier set stuff. You have all the enchants in there, all that thing. So if you just copy a character over, you buy the new stuff. You just need to get your add-ons and keybinds and all that stuff ahead of time. That's really about it. Sounds good, friend. Yeah, Zakari said he won't be able to tonight. We need Uno Mas then. Who else will ask, man? You guys got homies on right now, maybe? Because I don't want to pester the homies that are already doing keys. Did I get Danny Genker in here? I haven't had that man in a while, dude. Maybe. A Karner? He's already in. It looked like K-Skill's already queuing. Necro's already queuing. Yeah, I'm not going to be bugging them at all. Paz? Maybe? Let me ask Paz. Hey, Paz. He's either gonna say yeah or he's gonna say Paz. I'm ready to lose anyone with match dots for sure. Ready to lose to anyone with match dots. Oh yeah, the Fang Death thing. I forgot about that. I want to see what that looks like and feels like now. But you guys got a solid tier set. That crit damage, I mean, it's PvP crit damage, so like it's gotta be less valued. But it seems bursty, right? And you can like just Fear of the Eagle behind a wall just to get the buff. Stun, Death Shock, or you can like, I guess you can poke out Explosive Shot, Stun, Death Chakram, Grenade, and now they're getting like the 40% damage baseline from your current tier set. So you'll be running your average tier set plus your new tier set, not reduced in value. Like, you know how tier sets go like 50% reduced in value? You'll be getting 40% damage without having to kill command. Yeah, it's gonna work pretty well. It's gonna be pretty bursty. It's gonna be weird, and even as an ability, it's not a bad executability. Like Spear, when it crits, it's good, like decent cleave ability for PvE, and it's actually decently for like execute stuff, you know. And it's not like an interrupt, you can't stop it. It's like a Fist of Fury. If only it came with a slow, would be awesome. Like an 80% slow in PvP would be cool. It's just probably not the best on a hunter because they're squishy, but I mean, even monks use that. Or if it came with a parry, like a hunter, or just give it dodge while you're using it, that'd be cool. Busted, but it'd be kind of cool. I want to join Duels tonight. My man Holy Sai is not online though, man. I would have loved to have Holy in here. We need the Holy man join us. But yeah, boys, we got one more spot available. We'll give it like a little bit of time if it's like it's taking forever. We may call it here, but I had a lot of fun tonight, man. A lot of fun this evening. Survival Hunter goes 33% crit, haste versa afterwards, so they'll now pipe like never before. I think it's going to be one of those classes that not a lot of 4. I guess we could do like a 4v4, right? Try to see how we give that a go, maybe. Because we lost one over on Team Grifka. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think a lot of players are not really looking at survival seriously. I think a lot of them are looking at Beastmaster or marksmanship. I think survival is always gonna get that kind of treatment for like ever. But I don't know, that thing doesn't seem that bad. That tier set isn't like awful. At least it doesn't seem awful. I think the BM and Memom changes are kind of interesting. Like they could be good. But I think a lot of people like blindsided by survival pretty heavily. I think that thing might actually be pretty solid. It's hard to tell. It's just like, it seems like one of the stronger like thematically, like it's a very decent tier set, right? Every other class got like, oh, this ability gives you maybe some kind of a buff or some kind of a proc or some kind of like maybe slight damage increase, but this was like just crit chance and crit damage, and you already have a pretty high affinity for crit, and you're pretty bursty as is, so like it already makes what you do better, right? I don't know. I think it could be really solid, like surprisingly solid, and we'll have execute now, like better execute than you had because you have kill shot, but like that spear does a lot of execute damage, and it does good cleave too. Like you might actually not want to cancel the ability out unless you're like in the opener where you don't really need that execute damage, or if you have other ability suppress in between. But I think that one is gonna go flying under the radar pretty badly. Like nobody's gonna consider it, and then maybe all of a sudden they're just gonna be like, whoa, it's actually really good. Just no one tried it. This is left down spec. Imagine Vault 2 set, Season 3 2 set. Oh yeah, that'd be nuts. I do wonder if they'll do like a where you let you mix and match tier sets for like the final season of Dragonflight, but who knows? This one is gonna be like, this one is not gonna, these seasons are not gonna run like Shadowlands seasons, right? Where we had like a just a for fun season, because Shadowlands was the irregularity. It's probably gonna go similar to like Legion and BFA, but I would love to have like an off season, like a 4.5 or a 5.5, whatever the hell they do, like, or just call it season 5, like a mid-season, mid-expansion season, just for funsies, with like its own rewards. Because I thought Fated Raids was cool, and how there was like a mount and you do all these raids and there's affixes. I thought that worked out pretty well. It kind of kept things kind of fun, you know. And the gear, how you could mix and match pieces here and there, was kind of neat too. Like I didn't hate it entirely, especially since they had a gear vendor for that. If they do that again, that'd be awesome. And if they do that for like mid-season dungeons, I would like to, you know, be able to play Karazhan again, and Mechagon and Tazavesh. Just bring back all the mega dungeons, right? Because we'll have a bunch of them. We'll have the new one from Dragonflight, so that's 2, part 1 and part 2 with Dawn. Then we'll have the Mechagon part 1 and part 2 workshop and Junkyard, Upper and Lower Kara, and then we'll have Market and Gambit of Taza. It'll work out pretty well. Wearing Gavel and Jathas Fury Warrior. Yeah, that was kind of nuts though. That was kind of nuts. But it was really cool because you could buy the gear you needed, right? If there was specific trinket, specific weapon you needed, it was like, you gotta make it the best of abilities you can. And you could upgrade those items to like, you get a base version of it, and you do a bunch of heroic bosses. You don't get a chance of the item, you can just upgrade the item. You do a bunch of mythic bosses, you combine them into a thing and just upgrade it to mythic. I thought it was awesome, just because you could get some of the best weapons and gear and just directly upgrade it. It was great. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good. That would actually fit the whole 8 dungeon roster. It would. It would. I would love for them to do like a really wacky roster though, right? I would like for them to do something wacky, like instead of doing all mega dungeons, give us like dead mines, right? Have some dev go through with dead mines and make it good enough to be a Mythic Plus. It doesn't have to be the most difficult dungeon. It doesn't have to be the most difficult season. It's an off season. But like screw around with dead mines enough to make it worthy of a Mythic Plus. Right? Add a couple of mechanics, because like by this point I think they would have learned a couple lessons of like what we've done with other dungeons, what they could do here. But imagine dead mines M Plus, dude. I would love also to see like just a whole roster of cataclysm stuff like Scarlet Monastery, Ragefire Chasm maybe, probably like a Shadowfang Keep, maybe like a Razor Fen. I think would no, Razor Fen would work. They updated that one recently. No, not this one, not this one. I mean that one updated too, but it was the Razor Fen Crawl, right? They updated a lot of the models. Didn't they update the models? Yeah, they did. Well, some of them models, but some also got updated. Like this one did get updated mechanics, like the crystals and stuff. So like some of them did get new mechanics or more modernized mechanics. Scholomance I think would work pretty well-ish, sorta. Maybe like probably not Stratholme Stockade. Or maybe Stratholme would be cool. It just has a lot of bosses. That's too many bosses. Diremal, also too many bosses. Black Redempts, also too many bosses. Those could be turned to Mega Dungeon though. RFD. What's RFD? Is different downs? Probably not RFD, but this one I think they did update it too, didn't they? I don't remember if they updated this one. I know the models got updated, but I don't know if mechanically it's updated. Or modernized or whatever. Because I know Ragefire Chasm got like updated, but it's not really like mechanically different. It's like new models, but that's really about it. But that's like, I think it was done mechanically too. Or am I thinking about someone else? I might be thinking about someone else. I'm not even. I know this one got updated like a while ago. This one actually got like more modern-esque mechanics, sorta. Because I know the final boss was like, wasn't this thing, or was it? But it's like, it's slightly different. It wasn't the same as the one in Cataclysm, I guess. If that makes any sense at all. Stratholme, Service Gate, Living Quarters. That could be a mega dungeon though. You could split it into like part 1 and part 2. But yeah, I would have loved someone like that, right? It's just like, man, blast from the past. We spend this, a lot of players spend the time playing like classic hardcore, and then they go play retail and then doing the same dungeons as classic hardcore. But like a new take on them. I think it'd be cool. I don't know. I think it's too much effort. So I don't know who would go and do it. Gonna have to try Shadow Priest ready for the next time we do Duels on Live. Yeah, tomorrow we're doing Duels Live, and I think maybe next week, Chills, I might try to see if we can organize a PTR thing. But this week, live. Are you gonna play Shadow? No way. I guess it's an upgrade from a Death Knight though, isn't it? You're same mobility, same better survivability. Less cooldown reliant, sorta, kinda. You just gotta cast spells, but yeah. You probably survive better against rogues too, honestly. I'm from a bad story we're talking about, but these dungeons are actually play pretty occasionally across seasons. Oh really? Okay. I just like Shadow Priest. It's cool. I like it a lot too. All right, chat. I think we might just call it here, boys. I just call it here. Had a lot of fun with you boys. Super fun hanging out with all of you. But as we can't really get two groups of 5, it's about that time on live anyway for EU, man. It's about that time. It's about that night time. So I appreciate you, boys. Gotta call it here. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go get myself some grub. I'm gonna go play some Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna go hang out maybe with homies on PTR. If we're doing like PTR testing, which that should be available starting tonight, actually. See if I can maybe get a group or that, or like Sunday, Saturday. I'll see. Or bit of plus testing, maybe even. Who knows, right? But yo, thank you so much. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow, NA games. We get some games on NA. Then Sunday, I think we're doing back to PTR to do some more keys and testing stuff. PTR gearing up a hunter. Trying to use that. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Oh yeah, you gotta like have the gear. Yeah, if you want to get some characters prepped, Jake, for like Sunday or something to test out, I'll be down, man. I think it'd be really cool. Alrighty, boys. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Ever so have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And catch you guys next stream, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you tomorrow, boys. Peace.
Yeah, loves that I'm a goat. Yeah. Like a diamond from gold. Maybe you are something I cannot define. Maybe you are the fallen kind. I lead them with violence, the silent side of me. We see where fire starts to breathe.
Welcome to the trading pool.
The voice